Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Amateur Hour Sports for tonight's Toronto Raptors watch party as we got the Raptors in action Monday night against the Milwaukee Bucks. Promises to be an interesting opportunity for the Toronto Raptors to grab a victory. This Milwaukee Bucks team, despite being NBA Cup champions, a little bit of a championship hangover for this team. Last couple games, they've lost to the Brooklyn Nets. I want to say the other loss was to the Utah Jazz. I know it was it was the Blazers. Back-to-back losses, one of which to the Brooklyn Nets, one of which to the Portland Trail Blazers. If you know anything about the NBA, you know those are bad losses. If you don't know much about the NBA, well, I'll let you know. Those are not great losses. So even though the Bucks come to Toronto for this one, as I checked last, it was 7.5-point favorites. I'm going to assume with RJ Barrett being ruled in, even though not completely, and we'll touch on that in just a second. Going to assume they're still favored by about 7. Wow, they're actually favored by 5.5 now. 5.5 to 6. So even though they're favored by 5.5 to 6, it still presents an interesting opportunity for the Raptors to grab a victory. So let's see how they do in this one here today. Regardless, it's an exciting opportunity for the Raptors no matter what, because the Raptors, for the very first time this season, have the opportunity to see all 5 of their, when healthy, starting players. So they're healthy starting 5 for the first time this season. All 5 of them are available to play. Now, RJ Barrett is not completely available. He's on a minutes restriction, so hopefully that means he starts and we see them start together, but it could mean he comes off the bench. Who knows? I don't know. I guess we'll have confirmation of that in a few moments from Underdog NBA when the lineups are. Underdog is just the funnel for all information to be in one place. So I just know to go to Underdog NBA to see the lineups when they do happen. I'm not going into this one thinking there's blowout potential here. Yeah, I don't think there's blowout, but there's definitely blowout potential. But I'm not coming in expecting like that to be on the cards, like I have for other games. I think there's an opportunity here for the Raptors to find a little bit of success. Now, where the Bucks could pose some problems is defensively. They've got the size to make it difficult for the Raptors to score. Last time the Raptors played against the Bucks, albeit not full strength, the Raptors only scored 85 points. They lost 99 to 85. The story of that game was they just could not score. They could not get to the basket because Brook Lopez and Giannis, which made it difficult. So, again, keep that. We'll keep that in mind. But I think there's an opportunity for Raptors to find some success today. I'm going to just drafting up a tweet here to get some promo out. So bear with me. I did not really have a lot of time to get set up here because it's Monday. And Monday, I work all day. I work from 9 until, well past the stream end time. I have to keep on working. Plus, I go to the gym in the morning. So it's a long day for myself. I always complain about Mondays, so I don't need to rehash any of that. But just know I'm a little bit behind, so I'm working a little bit on the fly here. So please, please respect that. But anyways, you see pinned in the chat right now, there's a new website I'm using to stream on top of YouTube here, and it's an interesting platform, which I'm going to give you a bit of a run through in just a second here. So, the brand in question is called Assist. The people of Assist reached out to me over the course of the holidays. We had a really good chat last week in person about the potential of the potential of a company just like this one. So what Assist wants to do, and I think one of the barriers that we've had with these live streams in the past, not to say that they're bad or they're not good or anything, but they can be improved. And the one way I've looked to improve it in the past is syncing with you guys. The difficulty is when people are just joining, if you don't join right at the start of the game or a half, and I'm not counting down the clock, you can't exactly sync to where I am in the game. Or potentially, you like what people do, they listen to me react to a play, and then they press play on their stream when I react to that. And it just makes things a little bit tricky. So what Assist is going to do is completely take the guesswork out of syncing with me in-game. If you go to the link that I have in the chat, now I'm not going to be going anywhere. All the streams are still going to be on YouTube, but there is an alternative being presented here that is interesting that you may want to take up. Potentially, if you still want to be involved in the chat, you can leave the chat open on the side of the screen. How I have my setup here is I have the chat on the side, just like this, because the chat, you can pop it out to have it as its own tab, I guess, which you can pull out onto the side here. And then you can go into Assist like this. Let's say we did full screen it here. Now, what the beauty of this is what you can do is you can click on the Sync with TV down here. You can pick the time in the game to which we are watching, or to which you are watching. So let's say we're in the first quarter, and let's say there's 8:56 on the clock. You can sync with me when it gets to that point, and we'll be watching the game together exactly in sync. So no more will you have to automatically do that. No more will you have to try and guess where I am in the game. It's going to be done effortlessly for you with a tool like Assist. Now, Assist is just really in the infancy of their launch, but I think it's a really cool product that is really going to enhance viewership experience to be able to sync with me effortlessly. I've talked to the people involved. There's some great people who really want to put the creators first, and there's going to, again, in the startup phase here, I think it's a great product that has a ton of potential here. One of the big things that's being worked on integrating back to you guys, we want to be able to get the time up on screen in some capacity. We want to be able to get the score up more easily in some capacity. And also, we want to have the YouTube chat integrated onto the live stream as well. So the chat that you see on YouTube to also be integrated into Assist, so that even if you're watching on Assist and you can sync effortlessly with me, you can still participate in the chat on YouTube where all of the action is going down. So easily sync with me, and you're still involved just with the chat. So I think it's a really cool product that I think you guys should check out. Just disclaimer, they're not paying me anything to say this. I'm doing this completely for free. I think it's a great product, and I'm happy to get involved with a startup like this with some people who are passionate about creating something. So getting in early, and I think it's a cool product, and I think you guys should just go on and check it out. But hey, you do you. You want to sync up easily? You can do so over there. All right, let's get back to the Raptors here today. So as you can see in the title and in the thumbnail, finally, a healthy starting five for the Raptors, question mark. Well, I originally had that question mark in play because I scheduled this morning when RJ Barrett was listed as questionable. But I think the question mark still kind of remains because, yes, all five starters are available for the Raptors. However, RJ Barrett, due to an illness, is available to play only on a minutes restriction. So we don't have the full capacity of RJ Barrett, unfortunately, for today's game. Still waiting on confirmation of the starting five to see if he's healthy enough to start. And indeed he is. So for the first time this season, the Raptors have their starting five, their entire preferred starting five, available to play. Emmanuel Quickley, Grady Dick, RJ Barrett, Scotty Barnes, and Jakob Poeltl start for the Raptors. In the time we've had all five of these players in the roster, so over a year now, these five players have shared the court for a mere 4 minutes. 4 minutes. So we finally get to have a really good opportunity to see what they can look like together. Now, it's not the prime opportunity because RJ Barrett is dealing with that illness still and is on a minute restriction, but a prime opportunity to see these players in action together. I am very excited for that. I'm very excited to see how that does go down. Yes. Great stuff. Let's keep it moving here. Sleepy Plays Roblox. Sorry, I was going to answer some questions from the chat, but Sleepy Plays Roblox asked, and this, I have to address this right away. It says, I thought you're at 18K subs. What happened? Wow. If you're just coming in and you're wondering why the channel is on 17.9K subs when 1 week ago today it was on 18K, well, do I've got quite a story for you. Well, I guess that Canadian made it Well, you take the fun out of it, Dak Canadian says, I got hacked, lost some subs. Yeah, that's long story short. Short story long, the channel got hacked on the 30th of December. Channel got hacked, and the people who hacked the channel replaced the channel with basically a channel that was completely built to promote some fucking crypto coin. I'm going to assume it was a scam. I don't know what the situation was, but it's promoting some crypto shit. And when people saw a random channel and say, oh, why am I subscribed to this random channel? They unsubscribed, not knowing that it was amateur sports that had been changed. And so I worked for a few days with YouTube to get the channel back and restored. We were able to do that. However, the damage had been done on the subscriber front. 100 subscribers were lost to this because I don't blame them. They saw some random channel and unsubscribed, not knowing it was amateur sports. So unfortunately, we had to restart the road to 18,000 subs, but we're really trudging along here. 100 subscribers lost, all things considered, is not so bad considering the channel was in jeopardy of completely going away. And thankfully, I noticed it early enough that only 100 people unsubscribed, because it could have been a whole lot more. We would have had a whole lot of extra progress to go through. But yes, that was difficult. I don't think any legit business is going to hack YouTubers to promote this stuff. No, I don't really think so either. But yeah, I don't know. It was probably a scam. Hopefully none of you got involved with that. Actually, I haven't heard from anybody who did like look at that crypto stuff and hey, take my money. But I'm very sorry if you did. That was completely unavoidable, really, from my front. But since it was my channel, I do accept responsibility there and offer my sincere apologies if that's the case. I would question why some random YouTube account you don't know would have enough juice to make you want to put your money into it, but maybe it did happen, and I do have to accept responsibility for that. But I don't think that happened. If it did, I'm sorry. I'm very sorry. But you should also maybe be a bit smarter with where you're putting your money. I don't know. If you're putting money into that, maybe you can, send your boy a membership or membership or something. I don't know. That's more value for your money, I would imagine. All right, let's go through the rest of the chat. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining me here today. Let's say, first of all, how are the members doing? We got Gregory in chat with the 12-month badge. We've got Remes Currybro with the 2-month badge. Sumaya here earlier with the 6-month badge. Thank you so much for joining. Appreciate it. Sumaya, to answer the question, yes. For the end of the video, I wasn't referencing anybody in particular, unfortunately. It was just, I don't even remember sometimes how videos end. They just kind of happen. But very happy to have you here today. Hope you enjoy what you see from the content. Let's go to Foyle, who says, Raptors should have drafted Yves Missy over Jacoby Walter. Would have been a much better draft. We're not going to do this again. We're not going to do this today with Jacoby Walter. Nor are we going to do this season with another rookie. All these people last year, why did we draft Grady Dick? What a bad draft pick, Grady Dick. We should have drafted Jordan Hawkins. We should have drafted this guy, that guy, this guy. Well, no. You give a rookie time, he gets better, he improves his game, and then you get really excited about him. Look at Grady Dick. 1 year ago today, people thought, listen, I didn't, but a lot of people thought Grady Dick was a mistake of a pick. We should have drafted all these other guys. No, Grady Dick was a really good draft pick who needed time to settle into NBA. When he did and he improved his game and got his range, yeah, he turned into a really good basketball player, and he's only in his second season. Jacoby Walter, 19th overall pick, coming off of a season with Baylor, where probably he wasn't at his best, but due to his draft stock kind of going into his college season, the potential there, the Raptors wanted to take him at 19th overall. I think he was good enough to get drafted in the lottery, so I was very happy to have him at 19th overall. He's showing excellent flashes, and if we wanted to draft a player to be better in the rookie season, we probably wouldn't have drafted Jacoby Walter. If we wanted to draft the best player available for the future, Jacoby Walter was the best draft pick in my decision. We're not doing this again. Do I think Gary Trent Jr. is going to get a tribute video? Man. Do I think he'll get a tribute video? I would say higher than 50% chance. Percentage chance, I'll give like 70% chance Gary Trent gets a tribute video. There's some cool moments in there. That buzzer beater against the Washington Wizards got a feature. He did have a 40-point game for the Raptors. Did like the city. Got to appreciate that. I think you give him a little video. What's the harm that's going to do, right? I think he'll end up getting a tribute video. But I didn't think about that. This is Gary Trent Jr.'s return. If I'm not mistaken, this is Gary Trent Jr.'s return to the Toronto Raptors. So it will be interesting to see if he does get that tribute video. That's something I will be watching along for. John O says, who's ready to get blown out? I actually don't think this will be a blowout. I don't think we'll win, but I don't think we're going to get blown out today. I very much could be wrong. I feel like we can make it. Yeah, I think we can make it somewhat close as well. Winner one. Over 300 days, and we get to see the healthy start of. Yes, finally. Not quite healthy, but mostly healthy. Yes. Here's the rest of this. Do you reckon we can dominate Giannis? No, I don't think we have really any good matchup for him. He's probably going to have a good game today. We can keep under 15 points. I don't think so. Last time we played Giannis, it was a really weird game because he just didn't really do much. Like, he wasn't very aggressive. He wasn't really getting fouled a lot. Like, the Raptors commit the fourth most fouls in the league. You'd think they'd foul him a lot more. The Raptors are really bad in transition. Actually, I think they're the fourth worst transition defense, my co-host earlier today told me. And they foul the second most in the league. So, Giannis is really good in transition and gets fouled a lot. So you'd think, he'd be aggressive in transition and therefore earn a lot of fouls. That didn't happen in Milwaukee. That should be a bigger point of emphasis for Doc Rivers today. But perhaps I'm giving Doc a little bit too much credit. I don't know. Who deserves to try? The only people who deserve to lose their money were the ones who tried to cash in on that meme girl, the Hawk Tua girl, chick, the Hawk coin. Yeah, what a bizarre situation. Yeah, somebody who's running with their 15 minutes of fame, running a scam. I haven't heard any updates in a while, ever since that Twitter, what's the term? When you can do a live chat on Twitter with audio only. Spaces, Twitter Spaces, and she said, I'm going to bed, and then didn't do any more content for 2 weeks, even though she was going to address it in the morning. I don't know. Anyways, yeah, if you guys don't know, the Hawk to a meme girl came out with a crypto coin, and then people bought the crypto coin, which raised its value. Then all of a sudden, 97% of that crypto coin got sold. So it was a rug pull. It was a scam, arguably illegal, allegedly illegal. I don't really know the whole details about the legality of it. But, built up this crypto coin, sold it all off. What's great about crypto coin, there's not much great about it, in my opinion. What's great about it, though, is you can track where the sales are going, where they're coming from, and the people who sold off all of the coin, were people involved with the project. So it's a big-time rug pull. All credibility has been lost. The platform seems to be gone. She was building up this podcast. Yeah, now it's all gone. But they really did promote it as this entry-level crypto coin to help people who are new to the cryptocurrency scene invest. And when you have a very impressionable fan base, and let's say, not that I have a very impressionable fan base or anything, but if I told you guys to go invest in my crypto coin that I came out with, a lot of you would trust me because you watch my content, you feel like you can trust that, me, and then all of a sudden a rug pull. It's really disgusting to take advantage of your supporters like that, but that seems to be what happens. A sad situation. But also, you probably shouldn't have put your money in Hawk Tua coin. I agree. Come on, Raptors. Enough of the Giannis here. We need a young big. I agree. But we also need shooters, and we also need talented players. And Jacoby Walter is that. Ulrich's been showing some good flash in the G League. Yes, been improving steadily in the G League and taking on a lot more of a leadership role defensively out there, which is exciting. I got good hopes on Ulrich Shamshay down in the G League right now. Garrett Trent can't be disrespected like that. He's a former Rap who deserves some respect. Trying to fill Norm's shoes. Well, I don't know if he deserves respect for that, but I think if I was in charge, I'd probably say, go with a tribute video for Gary Trent, just to show, you respect your players like that. You know what I mean? I think people would like that. What happens if we get blown out today? what happens every other time we get blown out? You go to bed, you wake up, and you play another game either that day or the day after. You just got to move on to the next one. That's all they do, man. Yak not quick enough on his feet to stop Giannis. Well, he doesn't really have to move a lot. He just kind of sits there in the paint. So I'm not as worried about that. I think Giannis can have a good game, but not because Yak is slow or anything. Rahul says sounds illegal. Yeah, I think it is illegal, but I don't know how you can prosecute it. Again, I don't know the whole deal. I'm not going to pretend like I'm an expert on cryptocurrency rug pulls or anything, or cryptocurrency in general. I don't own any crypto, so I don't know. It's not my domain. There's a guy who investigates crypto investigations here on YouTube. You can find more info about it if you want. Yeah, there's a CoffeeZilla video on it, which is pretty good. Oh, it's not CoffeeZilla. I think it's CoffeeZilla's second account, which is Voidzilla. Voidzilla has a good video on it if you do want to check it out. Am I a fan of wrestling? No, but recently Netflix came out with the SmackDown Vault, which is a vault of all these old SmackDown, I guess, pay-per-views or SmackDown, like, I guess they weren't pay-per-views, but like WWE or at that time WWF SmackDown shows. And I've been watching a few of those. I'm pretty entertained. That's some good nighttime content for me to watch on TV before I go to bed. So not really, but those have been pretty enjoyable on Netflix. I'm enjoying that. Crypto too unregulated to file a lawsuit. There's some like regulated parts of it, but I don't know if this was a domain there. But even in like I'm heavily involved in sports betting for my work, and sports betting in Ontario is regulated, but still there's a lot of gray areas amongst those regulations that sportsbooks can kind of take advantage of and kind of fuck over the, excuse me French, but they can fuck over the player, unfortunately. Anyways, let's talk back up on the game here. I do think that the Raptors can keep this one close. I do worry a little bit about the interior scoring. I do worry if the formula to beat the Raptors heavily has now become, okay, I dare you to make a three-pointer. If not, I'm just going to sit in the paint until you do. If that's the formula and the Raptors aren't hitting shots, yeah, it can turn into some long nights. But the Bucks have been struggling. As I said, we can look at what they've done in the recent stretch of games. Yeah, 105-102 loss to the Portland Trail Blazers. Blazers were 12.5-point underdogs there. The Nets beat them by 3 on Thursday. The Nets were 11.5-point underdogs there. So they've been losing some rough games, those two at home. We'll see what they can do on the road here against the Raptors. That's what we'll see. Nothing beats the Attitude Era on Raw. I don't know if they have the Raw stuff on Netflix. I've just been looking at the SmackDown stuff. Honestly, I could Google this, but like if somebody could explain to me the difference between SmackDown and Raw, that'd be great. Because in SmackDown, they don't have the Raw stuff on the SmackDown Vault. So they reference a lot of stuff that's happened on like Monday Night Raw. And I was like, hey, why is it different when it's still the same people and it's still the same company? Why is there SmackDown and Raw? Why not just the thing where all the fights are on the same? Was it for like different networks? Was it different networks so they could each have a piece of the pie? Again, I don't know, but if somebody does, that'd be great. Anyways, I do like what I'm seeing from it. I only really watched wrestling a little bit in like 2007, 2008. There was like a really good video game that came out called SmackDown vs. Raw. I think it was 2K7 or something. And that was really fun. So I got into wrestling like kind of briefly then, but it never really stuck. I know what they have a deal with Netflix, and I know that's why. I know the pay-per-views in are on Netflix. However, a while ago, there were SmackDown and Raw, Monday Night Raw, Thursday Night SmackDown. Why were they different names? Why couldn't they just both be WWF Monday, WWF Thursday? That's my question. But yes, I do know Netflix has struck a deal with them. Interesting, Netflix kind of getting into this live stream sports game. I wonder if Netflix will ever be able to take over like an NFL night, or like if they get rights like the Premier League, like the English Premier League soccer or something, or something along those lines. I wonder if Netflix will dip their toes into that, and this is maybe dipping their toes into that, and then they'll maybe jump into the deep end with with the league or like NFL or MLB, probably not MLB, but something like that. I wonder if this is seeing how that goes. I'm not sure. Three-team trade, Phoenix, Heat, Raptors. What would this look like? I don't know. I've usually lived by the rule that any proposed 3-team trade means it's a 0-team trade because they don't happen ever. This year they might actually happen because like the cap regulations are so difficult to navigate. You have to get a third team involved. But anytime somebody sends me a screenshot or posts their 3-team trade or more, 3 or more team trade online, I basically just discard it because it just doesn't happen. Like really ever. And if it does happen, it's like the Siakam trade last year where, okay, the Pelicans were involved because, Kyra Lewis and a pick ended up being moved with the Pelicans. But, like, they've a very minuscule role in that trade happening. Phoenix are going to struggle to trade Bradley Beal. They're fucked there. Also, Bradley Beal has a no trade clause. So, he literally can't get traded unless he waives that no trade clause. So he can pick where he goes. Great contract, Washington. And even better job by the Suns for trading for that contract. Unreal business. And now Bradley Beal isn't even good as a start for that team. Great work, Phoenix Suns. You were in the NBA Finals 3 years ago, and look what you've done to your organization. I mean, we won the championship 5 years ago, and look at where we are right now, to be fair. They were on 2 different days, and I believe 2 different channels, but they also had different stars on each one. All the ones you see today, like Rock, Stone Cold, Triple H, etc., were on Raw. Well, no, because I'm watching the SmackDown Vault, and each episode of the SmackDown Vault has Triple H, Stone Cold, The Rock, Big Show, etc. They're on both. That's the thing. Like, if it had different stars and different nights, that's one thing. But I'm watching SmackDown, and The Rock is like tag team partners with Mankind, and then they show a highlight from Raw that week, which I haven't watched, but they just show a highlight from it, and it's The Rock and Mankind in a tag team partnership again. I'm like, well, why are they on Raw Monday night then SmackDown Thursday of the same week? Like, why do they have different names then if they still have the same fighters in both? Anyways, do I think Scotty can be the first option? Maybe. It's 23. Maybe you can. It's getting better every year. Why not? See, this you could use this argument for anybody. I believe this player is a better second option. You could say that about literally anybody, because if you take a really good player and say they'd be better than second option, it implies that you have a player better than them on your roster, which would always be good. Like Giannis. Giannis would be a better second option, because if you have Giannis your second option, it means your first option is so good that he's actually better than Giannis. Yeah, it'd be great if the Raptors had a first option and Barnes is the second option, because that means that first option is so freaking good at basketball. He's actually better than Scotty Barnes and on this roster. That'd be swell, in my opinion. Like, it would be even better if Scotty Barnes was a third option. Then you have 2 players better than him. He's already an all-star at 23 years old. So imagine having 2, but get this. What if Scotty Barnes was your 4th option? Now you have 3 players. I think in his best role, though, Barnes would, in theory, be your 5th option, because he's so good that you can have 5 guys better than him. Like, we could go all day with this, with these sorts of arguments. He'd be better as this, but like, yeah, he probably would be better as a second option because you'd have a player better than him. Now, the trick of the trade of running an NBA organization is finding someone who's so good that you have to make them your first option. But for now, Scotty Barnes is 23. We have a rebuilding team. Scotty Barnes is really good at basketball, especially when he has floor spacing around him. Why not allow him to develop like this and see what he can do? Why are we rushing to just dust him off to the side? Like, what if like we treat it as fact that Barnes is a second option? What do we do now? Like do we make RJ Barrett the first option and give Barnes less touches? Like, what is that going to do to help Scottie Barnes develop as a player. If you want him to become a first option, give him the reps as that first option. Because look, an 8-27 team isn't really concerned about optimizing their win strategies right now. See what Scottie Barnes can do for the time being and develop as this player. And down the line, you got to make tougher decisions. But we're nowhere near the stage of which we have to make those decisions, you know? If you give, this is the thing, if you give Barnes a proper floor spacing team that caters to his abilities, then I think you'd see a much better version of him. But the Raptors have struggled to find shooting for years and years and years now. Siakam is a second option. We're not even talking about Siakam. What is going on here? You have to be able to take guys off the dribble to create their own shot and carry an offense. So, like, things that Siakam does, he creates shots off the dribble. He creates his own shot, and he can carry an offense. He did for years for the Raptors, even with the Raptors building a team that fundamentally made it incredibly more difficult for him to do all the things he did successfully. Like, the Raptors did everything they could to make Siakam's life as a basketball player worse. They just kept on giving him no floor spacing and no help defensively. Until finally, yes, they did get Pirtle. But the writing was on the wall of the team already at that point. Poor trade to make. So anyways, yeah. Can Scottie be a first option? Maybe. Let's find out together. Let's keep watching and find out together. That's the best answer I can give, because there's no way you can definitively say right now whether or not he can be successful in that role. It's just a type of question that's like, you know, you can't really answer. So that's what I got on that. All right, door shot time. Yeah, for a guy who talks a lot of shit like myself, I don't back it up very well, because we're 10 of 28 on the door shot. Last time out, I missed. The time before that, I made it. So I don't know what to expect. I hope, I seriously hope I can make this and I can start the road back to 500 on the season, because they're way off 500, and we're getting close to halfway through the season now. So running out of time to even showcase an ability to get back to it. All right, let's do this. Let's do this. Come on. One sec. Let's do the door shot. As you can see, the door is open, slightly ajar, which means I'm alone with my dog, and I allow my dog to come in if she wants to. I don't want to lock her out in case she wants to come see me. Well, actually, I could close the door because she knows how to open my door, but it's more welcoming, if you will, if I give her the opportunity to. If she sees it's open, she knows I'm here, and she knows if she really wanted to, she could step inside, right? Okay. Yeah. All right. Let's do this. Wow, my door is a lot more open than it usually is. This is a true corner three. Here's some noises. Keep trying to find a ball that's not deflated to maybe make it easier, but I can't find one. And sometimes when I miss like that, I wonder if it would have gone differently if I had a better ball. But nope, no excuses anymore. 10 of 29. I just cannot. I cannot do this. I cannot make a shot. I cannot get consistent. I cannot go on a run. Every time I hit one and go, hey, maybe I go on a run. Maybe I hit a few in a row. No, nope, I never do. I hit one, then I miss more. I have no idea. I do not understand it now. I have no idea what to do, how to get better at this. I'm in a rut, and I have no way out. There's no hope. I don't have any hope in getting out of this shit. Oh, man. All right, well, Maybe the Raptors can drown my sorrows a little bit. Let's see. Oh, fuck. Fantasy alert. Sorry, one of my fantasy players got injured. Now I got to change my lineup. Oh, do I have time to change my lineup? Oh. Don't even have my active players starting. What am I doing? Damn. Too late. Shit. All right. Well, it's going to happen from time to time, I suppose. Is it just me, or has this season had a lot of heat between players? I think every season has that sort of drama. Last year, Draymond Green punched his teammate. Or was that the year before? Draymond Green punched Jordan Poole before one season. Like, there's always drama in the NBA. Always. All right, big-time graphic ahead of this game by the TSN team. Showcasing, hey, we got a healthy starting five. What can this team look like? Well, it's great now. What's great now? No more excuses. No more, well, when the team's healthy, then you can judge the team. All right, now it's time to judge this team. Okay, you know what? Today, maybe not the greatest example. RJ Barrett is still dealing with the effects of an illness. Therefore, he's on a minutes restriction. But no more what-ifs with this team. This team's pretty much healthy at this point. So if you're still playing like shit and you can't put any sort of a defense together with this team, you can't do anything to make it look like a respectable basketball team, no more excuses. It's either, look, you're going to get this team to play well, or you're not. None of this what-if situation anymore with this team. So let's see what Darko can do with it. But seeing as this team has no identity defensively and has absolutely not set the tone for their expectation of their team defensively, yeah, they're probably still not going to be good on that end of the floor. Can they make up for it with their offense? We're going to find out in just a moment here when this game does get underway. As you can see by the pinned tweet on by the pinned post on YouTube, you may already watch there. Hello to our viewers on Assist if you're watching over there, but on YouTube, I have the link pinned to the top of chat. With Assist, the live streaming platform that I am working with at the moment here, completely for free, as I said earlier, what you can do is effortlessly sync up your Raptors stream with mine. So when the game begins, I'm going to have that stream synced up to the exact point that I am in the Raptors game, so that when you go over to Assist, if you do want to watch over there, you can easily add in what time you have on your game and get it to sync up with me for a true watch-along experience. Now, caveat, you might miss out a bit on the YouTube chat, so what you can do is pop out that YouTube chat so you still have access to that where all the chat's going down and where I'm seeing the chat in real time, as you can see on the side of the screen. But it's a great way for you to effortlessly sync up with myself rather than me having to count down and you having to pick and choose where I am. So it's not going to replace YouTube. It's just ancillary and an option for you to take on if you do want to sync up a little bit more easily with myself. Game has begun here. Bucks win the toss. Or the jump ball, not the toss. Is that? No. Anyways, Ajax misses the corner three for the Bucks, and we are underway. RJ Barrett taking it to the rack, going up with the left. Can't get the finish. Giannis hauls in the rebound, moving it to the other side. Damian Lillard with it. Bucks look good leading up to that NBA Cup victory, but since then, this team has struggled a little bit. They've been losing games, past two games. They've lost to the lowly Brooklyn Nets and lowly Portland Trailblazers. So can the Raptors find the secret sauce to take advantage and nab a win today? We're going to find out together. I'll get the scoreboard up here. I'll also count down my clock here for anybody watching on YouTube who does want to sync up. 11:10, 11:09, 11:08, 11:07, 11:06, 05. Pirtle with the right. Always nice when you have a bonus bet and you throw it on Jakob Pirtle, first field goal. And he hits. Very nice. All right. Back to the game. 10:39 on my clock. I actually have not synced up what this is yet. 5, 34, 33, 32, 31, 10:30. Barrett for 3 from the left. Doesn't go. Rebound to the Bucks. Only the one basket of the game so far. That was for Jakob Poeltl. Cold winter's night, Matty D says. It is a little chilly in Toronto today. -7 degrees Celsius. A little bit cold. Doesn't feel like -7, though. There's been -3 days, which have felt much colder than today. Sun was out earlier. Not a lot of wind, even by the lake in Toronto, which is where I'm located. So it wasn't too bad today. I walked to work. I walked home from work. Not too bad. Barnes, deep 3 here. Doesn't go. Rebound by Lopez. Tip to Giannis. I'm getting flashbacks of that infamous, nationally televised game between these teams where there's like no points in the first quarter. Hyperbole, but like barely any points in the first quarter. 2-0 here. 2:20 into the game, courtesy of that Jakob Poeltl floater. Pat Delaney and good defense don't go together. So, okay, I agree. Bit of a moron. If you're the coach and you see that your defense is terrible and it's your assistant coach's fault, maybe stop getting your assistant coach to, figure out the defense. You're the coach, after all. You are in charge. At the end of the day. Lillard to Ajax. Back to Lillard for 3. Off the pin down and finishes, despite the hand coming up from Quickly. And the Milwaukee Bucks take the lead, 3-2. Did I see Eamon Thompson, Tyler Hero? I did not, actually. Grady Dick to Jakob Poeltl. Little Euro step, tried to kick out and loses the ball. So turnover by the Raptors there. Still 3-2. Doc Rivers barking some orders there to his team. Doc Rivers has a 34-35 record with the Bucks. Now, how can that be? Weren't they 33-16 with AJ Griffin or something? Or Adrian Griffin or something? AJ Griffin. The now retired son of Adrian Griffin. I think he's pursuing religious work now? I don't know. Weird one. Quickly off the screen, steps into a 3 and knocks it down. Toronto's first 3 of the night ties game up at 5. Eamon Thompson, full-on WWE slam Tyler Hero. I did not see that. Tell you, Mondays, I'm the world just passes me by. I really learn on Mondays what it's like to go a day without my phone because I'm just literally working the entire day. I wake up at 5:30. I take my dog for a walk. I go to the gym. I get home from the gym. I shower. I start work. I work until I do the live stream. Then after the live stream, I still do more work. Then I go to bed because it's late. So I go a day really without knowing what's going on in the world. Anyways, 5-5. Grady Dick to Jakob Poeltl. Now Barrett off the screen. Going up and drawing the foul. RJ Barrett going to head to the free throw line here to give the Raptors the lead. Oh, it was a couple days ago. I have no excuse then. I don't know how I didn't see it. Starting lineup plus the coach of Jake. I don't know how this passed me by. I did not see it. Barrett misses his first free throw. Barrett obviously returning from that illness today. First free throw doesn't go. That's our RJ, huh? Misses both free throws. Awesome. Grady Dick rebound, though. So can it turn into something good? Quickly, pump fake, drive, floater. Hey, 2 points anyways. Why not? Is it a requirement to work this much on Mondays? Yes, because my Fridays are half days. So that my Mondays are full days, and my trade was Fridays are half days, which, hey, that's A-okay with me. I finish work at noon on Fridays, and I get the rest of the day to myself. I get a longer weekend. So I'll put in the work on Monday. I'll grind all day and get a half-day Friday. Good trade. Would recommend. Make it. Not that you can make that trade with your boss, but Monday's a busy day on our calendar at my company. I take on the workload. I don't mind a little bit extra time off on Fridays. 9-5 for Toronto right now as Lillard misses the long two. Giannis rebound, goes up strong, lays it in. Houston's about that smoke this season. They look good, man. And they're not even like at their full potential anywhere near it. And they have Jalen Green who makes them worse. Imagine if they had like a better player than Jalen Green. Holy. Or even just a good player instead of Jalen Green. Lillard to the rim, drawing the foul. Chance to tie the game up at 9. It's 9-7 for the Raptors, and a timeout's called here. So we head to commercial break. In the middle of it, Fred VanVleet got ejected for arguing the ref. That's classic Freddie, isn't it? I saw an early, like a preliminary report, I'll call it, that the Spurs are interested in Jakob Poeltl, which is just crazy. Like, Raptors, Spurs. Imagine. But I did see that, and it kind of does make sense. They want to pair Wemby with a more traditional center. I can see that. I can see that being effective, but that would be funny. You really don't like Jalen Green? No, I don't, because I think I'm annoyed by like how talented he is, yet how bad he is at basketball. Like, he's more talented than most of the NBA, but does not use it effectively. He makes them worse. They're worse with him on the floor. Jimmy Butler's a strange one, isn't he, guys? Where do you guys think Jimmy Butler will end up, if anywhere? So, Memphis is obviously an interesting destination, but do Memphis really want that sort of personality to mix in with what they got going on? I don't know. I don't know. Like the Suns, maybe, but like a trade with the Suns is very difficult because Bradley Beal has a no trade clause. Philly, I mean, that ain't gonna happen. I actually think like a decent destination for him would be Minnesota, but I don't think Minnesota's trading for Jimmy Butler because of the history there. So yeah, Miami's in a bit of a pickle. It'll be tough to trade it. It'd be crazy if our 2025 draft pick is as good as Scott. Yeah, and then we can shut up about. Sorry, it was actually your comment earlier, wasn't it? I'm sorry. It would be crazy if they end up as good as Scotty, because then we can have a 1-2 punch and we don't have to discuss this first option nonsense all the time. You know, that wasn't directed at you. I'm so sorry. I don't mean it negative. I don't mean it to be mean. I don't mean it personally mean. Sometimes, with all due respect, I get asked the same question, like not that it's anybody's fault. They just, they don't see it. They don't see me. But sometimes, in my mind, I've seen a question like 20 times, and I'm like, hey, I gotta answer this again, and then I gotta come off a little snappy and rude. I apologize. Bradley Beal waived his no trade clause. He's gonna go to the Heat for sure. I didn't read that he waived his no trade clause. Crazy in 20s. I saw the other day, Drea Michelle takes her son, age 22, to see her man, Jalen Green, age 22. Yeah, I think she's 47, and she has a son, and her son is the same age as, or like just about the same age as the man she's dating. Now listen, every man, every woman, every person has their preferences when it comes to who they're attracted to, who they want to be with, and everything. But listen, no problem. You want to date someone who's more than double your age, right? Oh, nice lob by Poeltl to Barnes. Love that. Look at that playmaking. You tell me he doesn't space the floor. That's spacing the floor right there. Yes, sir. Yeah, my point is, I find it it's just another case for me of like how do they get NBA players like this, right? Because Scotty picks Giannis's pocket at half court, and the windmill slam. Yes, sir. Scotty Barnes. How do these women keep getting NBA players like this? Jalen Green. Oh, my God. Another turnover by Giannis. Mayo quickly. Transition 3 blocked by Jackson. Yeah, I saw that coming. How do these women do it to these NBA players? Because you'd think Jalen Green could get a lot of women. Not only is he a famous basketball player who's making like $30 million next season, he's already well established on social media. I think he has over 1 million Instagram followers and such. Like, I feel like he could find a woman he thinks is attractive is closer to his own age. Like, with all due respect, Scotty Barnes. I think his baby mama to be is like 31 and he's 23. Like, not saying it's impossible to find your connection, your soulmate, in somebody who's a lot older than you, but just I hope I don't know. This is coming off disrespectful. I think I should just stop. Anyways, back to ball. That dunk was pretty cool, huh? 14-13. Barnes in the paint. Fadeaway 2. Doesn't go. Rebound to Giannis. I feel like we could have got a better shot than that. Unless you're Filipowski, if you're dating your babysitter and you didn't get drafted very high. Yeah, the Filipowski one, I guess that's another kind of example where it's just like, you could probably do better. No? Well, Barnes to the dunk, then quickly the steal, which he got blocked on the 3. Since then, the Bucks run an 8-0 run. Some of these shots, like, I don't know how a coach isn't correcting some of these shots early in the shot clock. Like, certainly a better shot is available somewhere else. No? I feel like that happens too often for the Raptors. They are terrible shots. I agree. I'm not personally super invested in the drama surrounding NBA players and their wags, the wives and girlfriends, but oftentimes I feel like I'm leaving surprised by their significant other, sometimes by their age, oftentimes by their age. Just a thing that happens. Don't know, man. Don't know. Aaron Taylor Johnson started dating his wife when he was 18. She was 42. That's fucking fucked up. That's messed up. That's gross on the woman's part, is it not? Very gross. Look, it's 2 consenting adults who are right to do whatever they want. Still gross, and they can still make fun of you, though, you know? Anyways, enough on that. 16-13 for the Bucks, run an 8-0 run after that very nice dunk and steal by Scotty Barnes. Hopefully we can continue to have some more highlight moments like that. Paul says, I think it is Houston. They need the most. Don't need to give up much. They're also the 3rd in the West and want to bring it a win. They can finish games. Yeah, but shooting Butler, I don't know. I don't like it for Houston. I got a good friend who's a Houston Rockets fan. I think about it from his perspective. Would I want Jimmy Butler? No, I wouldn't. Heat don't want any long-term contracts coming back, so definitely Beal won't go to the Heat. Yeah, I'd be surprised the Heat wanted Butler as well. I don't know. It's a complicated situation for both. What the Suns should have done instead is just not trade for the descending player who made way too much money and was on a no-trade clause. Or is on a no-trade clause. Graham, I got bad news for you. This team is trying to win. I say it before, I say it again. The Raptors are still trying to win. If you think that the Raptors are trying to, like this is so bad, they have to be trying to lose. I got bad news for you. They are just that bad. Just remember that. The biggest indictment on the coach is that some people think he's coaching poorly on purpose to lose games. Out of timeout, Bruce Brown mishandles a dribble and turns it over. Bucks moving the other way. Here's AJ Green to Portis. Handoff to Prince. Moving to the rim, flips it out in the corner. Barely saved there. Now AJ Green has it again. He's one-on-one with Grady Dick. A little, look at the Spider-Man meme. When Grady Dick, AJ Green go down. AJ Green spins off and nails a two-pointer there. Jamal Shed in the game with Jakob Poeltl, Bruce Brown, Grady Dick, and Ochai Agbaji. Grady Dick coming off the screen. Terrible pass to Jakob Poeltl. What on earth is Grady Dick doing there, man? Ryan Rollins, I think. Robbins. Oh. Liam Robbins. Who is that? Grady Dick for three. Doesn't go. Prince in the corner. AJ Green open for three. Raptors' poor transition defense a bit on display there, and AJ Green, however, doesn't punish them. Shed off the screen, puts it up off the glass. What is that shot, man? Shoot it like you mean it. Don't just throw it up there and pray. Trudeau resigned? Did he really? This is Rollins. I was right. ESPN's wrong. They had some random fucking dude in. It was Ryan Rollins. Then I look on ESPN. They say it's this Robbins guy. I knew it was Ryan Rollins. They made me look like a fool. Listen, if Trudeau resigned and I didn't see it, I don't know where my head is. If I Google Trudeau, the first thing that comes up is Trudeau resigned. Oh, you stepped down as a Liberal leader. Wow. Damn. Libs are kind of cooked in the election, huh? Wow, Libs are cooked. I guess it's Pierre now. I never really know Portis. Wow, this is getting ugly, guys. This 25-13. I never really know because I see all this propaganda all the time for all the parties on social media. I have no idea who's actually doing well and not. So I never truly know if it's going not well or well for somebody. I didn't think it was this dire for Trudeau, but I guess it was. Shed to Agbaji in transition, and finally a basket for the Raptors. They end what was a 17-0 run. Was it actually a 17-0 run? I think it was. Bobby Portis for three. Raptors getting crushed, man. 28-15 Bucks. He cried during the announcement. I mean, 9 years is a long time as Prime Minister. Olynyk almost turns it over. Has it back. Gets to Barrett. 54 on the shot clock. Barrett. 54 on the game clock, sorry. Puts it in there. Barrett's first made field goal after his return from the illness. 28-17. Bucks on a 17-0 run earlier. 17-0 run, man. We are an embarrassment. We're an embarrassment. The whole situation with the finance minister leaving with a nail in the coffin. Yeah, I guess it's kind of the way it went down. Again, I don't know. It ain't me to be mega invested in this kind of stuff. I do my research, vote for who I want to vote for, and that's it. Nice steal there and transition move by the Raptors, who lead now 28-19. If you guys are enjoying the stream tonight, please make sure you have hit that like button on YouTube. We got a lot of live viewers here, 81 live viewers, only 19 likes. Let's pump up those numbers and get to 50 by halftime. Another turnover by the Bucks, but the Raptors can't do anything with it. The lead pass to Bruce Brown. Was it a little too hard of a pass? Was Bruce Brown just not able to get it? I don't know. But 28-19. Raptors led 13-8, and then a subsequent 17-0 run by the Bucks turned the game a little bit on its head. Can the Raptors get one last stop here and go into the first quarter break down by single digits? Portis for three doesn't go. Barnes, full court heave at the buzzer, will not go, and that'll end off the first quarter. Raptors down 28-19. All right, well, not a great sequence for the Raptors dealing with the Milwaukee Bucks here, but it's only single digits for now. Can the Raptors recover in any way here? Let's go to the box score and what we saw from that first quarter. Raptors down by 9. Barnes has 4. Pirtle's got 4. Barrett's got 4. Quickly's got 5. And Abaji's got 2. That's all for the Raptors at the moment here. But Raptors shooting 39% from the field. 1 of 9, 11% from 3. That's the killer at the moment. The Bucks are 11 of 21 from the field, and they are 5 of 12 from 3. So despite the fact the Raptors have a little bit of an edge in the possession category because they are, well, they're +2 in turnovers in the good way. But they have 2 less. And but they're -1 in offensive rebounds. So possession battle is slightly in favor of the Raptors. Yet still the Bucks lead by 9. Yeah. So that's just a make or miss league. A lot of Bucks go 52% field, 41% for 3. Yeah, you're probably not going to be winning shooting 1 of 9 from 3. So once again, the Raptors cannot hit threes. Any team would struggle to play games if they can't hit threes. And this Raptors team can't do that. And defensively, once again, kind of a sloppy performance overall. How do they do this every game, man? Graham said, I love how games are so bad that this ends up being a random chat room. You know, it does kind of go that direction when the game's shit and we don't really want to talk about the game anymore. We talk about food, Trudeau, all that stuff. How did I seriously go the entire day? I'm telling you, I do not check my phone all day. I didn't even see the freaking Prime Minister of Canada was stepping down. How can that be? Trying to see here. Yeah, I guess liberals are in trouble then. It's gonna be a landslide for the Conservatives now, isn't? Damn. Like, even if you are a liberal supporter and your guy resigns, like, do you vote for the next person? Probably not, do you? I don't know. Anyways, let's not make this about politics. I really don't want to do that. Barnes, too quickly. Back to Barnes. Why is Barnes not playing as good as quickly? Is there a reason? Yeah, I guess Cade's good, first of all. Callion just missed a layup. Second of all, Barnes playing with a team that doesn't give him as much space as Cade does. Cade plays with a team that all of a sudden actually does have a little bit of floor spacing and a little bit of help. The Pistons have a better coach who is doing well this season. Set the tone for the culture of the team. So, better coach. It's crazy because, like, not that JB Bickerstaff's a great coach either. More space to play basketball. Probably healthier. And you could, I guess, make the argument that Cade is a better player. Some people might. I don't think Bickerstaff's a good coach, but he's definitely been a good coach this season. But, yeah, you could just say Cade is the better player. I don't think he is. But, I mean, he's playing better this year, that's for sure. I did not see the meteoric Cade rise coming here as Barnes. Prove him wrong, Scotty. Okay, turnaround Jay over Brook Lopez. Well, okay. Just make it anyway. Just make it. Wow. That's a tough shot, man. 31-23 for the Bucks. 9:55 to go in the second quarter. Quickly, 3-ball doesn't go. Raptors continue to struggle from 3 in this one. Big time. So they're 1 of 10 from 3 in this game. Gary Trent has it now. Did Gary Trent get his tribute video yet or what? Portis, nice feed down low by Lopez. And an easy 2 there for Bobby. I once again do not understand why Olynyk is deemed the best backup 5 option. Crazy in 20 pretty much sums it up the best. High volume, low efficiency, no defense, no playmaking. Yeah. Bad player. Dame getting cooking in mid-range and 2 points there for the Bucks. 35-25, 9 minutes to go. Barrett gets past AJ Green, draws a foul. He's going to head to the line. Earlier missed both of his free throws, so we're obviously looking for a better outcome on this occasion here. Raptors were leading up until a 17-0 run by the Bucks, put them up by double digits, and they've kept the Raptors around that distance since this point. Rockets are a good team in spite of the way Jalen Green's playing. It's a miracle. Imagine how good they'd be if they had a good shooting guard. Interesting stuff. Jalen Green's nice, man. You don't need to be real. No, you need to be real. He's an Instagram hooper. He's talented. He's a very talented player, but he does not play winning ball. Lillard draws a foul after Barrett went 1 of 2 from the line, and he can extend the lead back up to double digits and more. Yeah, sure. There's gonna be games where Jalen Green puts up a ton of points. Sure, he's taking so many shots, and he's a talented enough player to have good games, but they're nowhere near consistent enough. Old-blooded. How is this old-blooded? Isn't it anti-old-blooded? Jalen Green takes terrible shots. He's a terrible decision maker. Oh, cold-blooded. Old-blooded, I thought he meant like old head. Like I want to see games end 78-79 and everyone's taking shots with their heels in the three-point line. Like that was a golden age of basketball. Scotty Barnes, you put Scotty Barnes in the Rockets at Jalen Green. That team's automatically a lot better. Abaji off a screen. Back up top to Olynyk. Almost stolen away. Olynyk, mid-range. Doesn't go there. 37-26. Dame, 3-ball. Front rim in the hands of Walter. Raptors rookie moving forward here. Yeah, Halburn's struggling this year too, relative to expectations. Barnes in mid-range. Another one falls for him there. 37-28. He's finding a knack to make these tough shots right now. I mean, I don't love him, but a lot of them are falling. Barbecue play. Yes, Raptors have Barrett, Barnes, and Quickly available tonight. Currently, Barnes on the floor with 4 bench players, so that lineup's back. Awesome. We'll never grow out of the 4+1 lineups with Scotty Barnes, will we? If you guys are enjoying the stream so far, please make sure you have smashed that like button. Let's try to get to 50 likes by halftime. 7:46 to go. Let's get to that plateau, that milestone by halftime here. And let me know if you're enjoying here. Do we have to stop playing Olynyk? I agree. Where's Mobo? With the 905, but I agree. I agree. What is Olynyk doing that Mobo can't do? And do better. Pirtle underneath the rim. Layup is good. And draws the foul. Raptors fighting still. Wow, really nice feed there by Barnes. And nice measured take there by Pirtle. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Chance to make it a 6-point game. Raptors clawing back into it. Pirtle's free throw just spills out. It went halfway down, it looked like. Dame to Portis. Now Lopez. Shot doesn't go. Rebound to Walter. Here come the Raptors. Walter just, nobody near him, lost control and turned it over. That was really poor. Other side, Pirtle gets the big block, and then as he's trying to save it, and would have done, Walter gets in his way and avoids the Raptors keeping the ball and keeping possession. I do really like Walter. However, not his finest sequence there. AJ Green, ridiculous form, but knocks down the three there. How do we set up when we draft Cooper? Interesting one. I don't really know. I guess you have to put Grady Dick on the bench, but it's a bit of a clunky lineup if so. Giannis out to Lopez. Deep three ball straight away, and the Bucks open up the lead again, just like that, to 13. And when you defend like trash in transition, you're going to get picked on. Timeout, Darko. We do this every game, Darko. How are you going to address having one of the worst transition defenses in the entire National Basketball Association, man? We have a new subscriber here. Jay Leonard, was that? Let me see. We do have a brand new sub. Thank you so much to... Oops, wrong link. To... Jay Leandro. Okay, good thing I checked it. Leandro. I saw Leonard or Leonardo. It turned out to be neither. Leandro. Thank you so much. Darko was never my first choice, nor was he my second or third choice for head coach. But I didn't mind the hire. I kind of liked it. I saw the vision of a guy who resonated really well with his players previously, who players seem to really like, and that's the case. Great man manager, supposed development type of coach who had a knack for running this high pick and roll offense tailored to the modern NBA, and we just have not seen anywhere close to enough of it from a head coaching standpoint for this team by way of like how the team plays. Great man manager, can't deny that. We've seen flashes of what he can do from a development perspective. Has no idea how to coach a basketball team like strategy-wise, game plan-wise effectively. That's very obvious and has been very obvious since day one to me. Wasn't expecting that, but it became apparent very early. He struggled to game plan effectively on a day-to-day basis. And it's still very clear he cannot put together any sort of a defense, no matter who he has, because he had all the tools to have a good defense last year up until the Raptors started tanking, which was his fault because they were so bad because he coached so poorly. Yes, they tanked last year. Why did they start tanking? Because the team was 12-20. Why was the team 12-20? Because Darko was coaching the team like shit. They won't fire him, though. They won't fire him. Not this year. I don't think they should fire him. Weird take. I mean, I like having a coach who is good at coaching his team towards winning basketball games. Hot take. I like him to be able to coach a team effectively. Darko also has bad assistants. So do you think NBA teams just give you assistants? Do you think they just say, hey, man, you're the head coach. We're going to tell you next week who we're hiring as your assistants? Come on. Shirley's got a say. Shirley's got a say in all of it. Why their brother they're tanking? Why are they tanking? What has caused this? Were they tanking day one? No. They wanted to make the playoffs. Injuries played a part, for sure. But there has not been a lot of signs of an ability to get more out of a group. One might say he's getting less than he should out of this group. Jakob Perl's on the decline now and dropping his defense numbers. You just say Jakob Perl's on the decline like it's factual. I disagree entirely. Barnes can be a good defender. Oche can be a good defender. Sometimes like this. How they scheme in a good 3-point shooter open in the corner so often. This was like against the Magic. Like, you can forgive like when there's a lapse and a guy misses rotation. A guy's bad on defense, misses his rotation. There's a lapse, a breakdown. All that is fine. Like, when you have guys who aren't as great defensively, like RJ Barrett, who's not as good of a defender as some other guys, right? But when it's very clear, the strategy and the intention of the team and what they're trying to do is ineffective, like against the Magic, helping off of shooters in the corner. What is Orlando going to do? They're going to drive. They're going to make you help off the corner. They're going to kick to the shooting the corner. They're going to kill you. That's what Orlando did the other day. That doesn't really matter how good of a defender it is. The scheme is wrong. The game plan is incorrect. That's the thing. $51-36. My goodness. Struggling both ends of the floor here. Pat Delaney's also really bad at his job. I'm not gonna argue that. The reality is all athletes have an expiry date. I mean, yeah, but they're not all the same. You use it like some blanket statement. Jakob Poeltl has never really relied on his athleticism, so there's no reason why he can't continue to be effective. He's not even 30 years old yet. There's plenty of examples of players who are effective into their 30s, especially the ones who don't rely on athleticism. Poeltl's a fine defender. A really good one, in fact. Did Gary Trent Jr. get a tribute video? Not yet, so I don't think at this point it's coming. Actually, I'll say it's if we start the second half and there's still no tribute video, I'll say no tribute video coming for Gary Trent. Feels like management sold on everything to give Scotty the reins to the team. That's nice, but reins. Coaches played. Meanwhile, no real plan or direction. We don't even have a solid position for Scotty. What's the plan? Yeah, I agree. It's been pretty messy there. It's not like aren't other factors contributing to the team's lack of success. Committing to Scotty Barnes, great. I'm fine with that. Rebuild, see what Scotty Barnes can do as a top guy, but you also need to give him floor spacing and shooting to get the most effective play out of him, which they have not been able to do. Whether it's Siakam as their guy and Barnes their guy, they have just not been able to get anywhere close to enough shooting on this team. Yeah, I love the argument that Darko is bad on purpose because the team is tanking. Obviously, Darko's job is to win basketball games. So the fact that people think this way kind of reaffirms anybody who believes Darko's not a great coach. He's so bad at his job that some people actually truly believe he is coaching bad on purpose, poorly on purpose for the tank. That's how bad he's his job. People actually think that way. It's tough to measure Raptors individually on defense seasons, particularly Jakob Poeltl, when the team in general is such a mess. So I'll believe you when saying Poeltl's defensive metrics don't stack up as well this year, but I'm watching the games. Very capable defender, being misused in a lot of ways positionally in drop coverage, suboptimally, and again. I feel like I got to put a lot of the strategy on the coaching staff, whether it's Pat Delaney or Darko, whoever it is. I promise they didn't bring in a coach to tank. Nobody has ever hired a coach to be bad to tank. I promise. That's just a horrific argument. Barrett to the rim, downhill. Nice move, finishes 53-41. He has to put the young players in position to struggle, like Grady Dick guarding Cam Johnson all games to Scotty Barnes, so he improves. Wow. That's really dumb. Like, he gives his players his toughest battles so that they can be bad and learn. No. Again, I promise you, he's not being a bad coach on purpose. He doesn't think that Grady Dick needs to learn to play defense, so he puts him on the guy who's been roasting him all game. That's not how a coach thinks. He doesn't think, oh, Cam Johnson killing Grady Dick, I'm going to leave him to fend for himself so he learns. No. The fact that people think that way, again, is an indication of the caliber of coaching staff we have here. It's so bad that people think it's on purpose, because you can't believe how bad it is. This isn't some game show, okay? This is the NBA. This is a coach, probably in some capacity, thinking about his future in this role, trying to win games and prove that he is good enough to be the coach of this team, okay? He is not coaching poorly on purpose. He does not have the job security to coach poorly on purpose. Now, we get to a point where guys are missing games, sitting out games, resting games. Like, yeah, obviously, that's when you can start to say the team is truly tanking. Up until this point, they've just been so bad that, like, they've kind of forced themselves into a tank by accident. But even when players sit out, the job of the players and the coach are to put the best possible product on the floor. Maybe with a slight sacrifice to give younger guys additional play time where, okay, you know, if you were truly win like every game, try to win every game to your 100% output. Maybe some of that goes to starters getting heavier minutes, bench guys getting less minutes, and maybe there's a higher output of bench minutes now because you just want to see everybody and you're comfortable with that slight diminishing quality. That I can understand. But when a player is out there on the floor, Darko is attempting to coach them to their highest degree of their capabilities to produce the highest output to try and win games. If you think otherwise, I think everybody's entitled to their own opinion, but you're flat out wrong. If you think that they are actively trying to coach this team to be worse so they can lose more games, you are incorrect about how the NBA coaches and players work. That is absolutely not that case. If you have the job security of Greg Popovich or Eric Spoelstra, maybe you pull some shit like that. But when you clearly are not, like, he's not on the hot seat. But, I mean, that seat's got to be, you know, slightly getting a little bit warmer at this point. 8-27, losing every game by 30 or more points. Not a great look. Abaji should start for defense. Corner threes. Grady 6-man. Oh, did Gary get his tribute? Gary got a tribute graphic, but not a tribute video. Interesting. So they gave him a graphic. I feel like if you're going to give him a graphic, you may as well put together like a minute video. You know, the buzzer beater against Washington, the buzzer beater against the Bucks, where they still lost in overtime, but still the cool moment there. The 44-point game against the Cavaliers. I feel like there's some cool moments you can toss in there for him. No? But pre-game and only a graphic, that's kind of disrespectful. Is that more disrespectful than nothing? Probably not. But like a pre-game graphic, not even an in-game where everyone's already in their seat graphic. I don't know, man. Will Scotty get traded down the line if the Raptors don't improve? David asks. It was way too early to think about that. Coaches and players are working for a paycheck. Except for Jimmy. Yeah, 99% of the league is working for their next paycheck and their job security. I agree. Like the NFL is a good example. The NFL is a lot more extreme because like there's so many more 1-year contracts and players are always fighting for contracts. But like the New England Patriots yesterday, all they had to do was lose and they had the first overall pick. There's no lottery system in place. But the coaches put the team out there to win. And the players on the field, in this case, are out there to win. I'm not saying it's as extreme as the NFL, again, but when a player is on the floor, he's trying to win. I promise you no player is trying to lose. I promise you no coach is trying to lose. I promise. I promise. Pirtle, with the right, gets it to go. Again, there's measures you can take to make it more difficult for yourself to win. Put out a whole G League team, right? You're probably not going to win. But you're still coaching those players to try and get the most out of them and get the most out of the team. Again, NFL's different. That's an extreme example, as I said. But it's an example. Portis, under the rim finishes. Raptors down by 17 here. Another game struggling to stay competitive in. Offensive foul. Jeez, man. Yeah, Grady has started to struggle in the recent games here. The three ball just isn't falling as much. And his efficiency inside has diminished quite a bit since the start of the season. Gary Trent for 2. I want to move on from this, but like one last thing I'll say is I listen, people disagree with me, whatever. That's fine. No one's ever going to agree with everything. People are not going to agree with everything. Everyone's got different opinions. They share different opinions, especially about sports and basketball. One thing I will never deem acceptable is questioning my integrity as a creator. I cannot fucking stand shows that give out contrarian opinions and give out hot takes just for the sake of views and clicks. I've never done that and will never do that. Do I embellish titles and topics potentially for the sake of content? Sure. But it stems from opinions in which I truly believe in. I would never make something up for content. I would never give an opinion I don't believe in for a hot take for the sake of content. I truly do not care about that. So if that's ever questioned, that is when I get the most upset. Don't come at me questioning my integrity. I've got nothing. I've got that at least. Giannis get hurt here? It was a block. Did he just jam his fingers there, Giannis? Oh, he jammed it on the rim. Ouch. It looks like the pinky, maybe even the ring finger, got jammed on the rim there for Giannis. I think it was just a pinky. That's still going to hurt. Fingers. I think it might have been actually ring finger as well. I don't know. He looks fine. I mean, they're looking at his hand now. They're going to tape it up, and he might just stay in the game. I guess we can never take jump shots. It doesn't really matter. You don't need your fingers that bad, I broke this finger and played basketball with it. Probably foolishly, because now it's bulged out and fucked up for life. But I just taped it and played basketball. I played pretty well with this still. Mr. Bro said, I got braces. The bite pads are such a pain. I had braces for 3.5 years of university. It sucked. They don't tell you when you get braces? That when you're done getting braces, they have to put a retainer in. I have one top wire at the back and at the bottom at the back. That's it. You got retainer for life. Then you got to wear a mouth guard, like a mouth guard thing to sleep in to keep your teeth in place. They don't tell you that because you don't sign up for life. You sign up, okay, 2 to 3 years, my teeth would be fine. No, then you got all that extra BS on top of it. Mouth guard, I stopped wearing. But the retainer's still there. Coaching is hurting all these players. Nobody is better now than they were at the start of the season. They all had personal coaching this summer, and now Darko has coached them backwards. That's an interesting look from SW16. Interesting. Come thinking about it. So your stance that nobody has improved in season thus far, I probably agree with. Is that down to coaching? Could be. It's like great bad turnover by Scotty. Jeez, man. Almost down by 20 at half. But I think Schroeder is. I never thought Schroeder was bad. Because last year, Grady Dick got a lot better during the season. But is that the coach, or is that, okay, the player is much more comfortable now that he's had time to get accustomed to the NBA? RJ Barrett shows up, all of a sudden, a different player playing well. Is that coach, or is that RJ's on a different team where he's in a different role? Now he's better. Questions? Yak improved offensively, but went backwards on defense. Is Jakob Poeltl improving offensively, or is now they're just understanding to give him the ball more often and run through him more? Probably in that case, a good coach's decision to say we got to run through Jakob Poeltl more. But is that Jakob Poeltl developing, or is that just the realization he's good and you need to play through him? You could argue probably both sides there. All right. Nice. A lot of questions about the future of the team and the overall direction of the team. But, yeah, on this game in particular, perhaps we should be asking these questions because the Toronto Raptors are down by 19 points at the halftime in a game where they were only 5.5-point underdogs. So, it's not the be-all, end-all, but the indication is it probably should have been a somewhat competitive game here. And once again, it isn't. It isn't. He's not going to win like this. 1 of 10 from 3. Not getting enough looks over there. Not scheming enough looks. When we do get looks, they're not going in. 1 of 10. Did they attempt a 3 in the second quarter? Did the Raptors attempt a 3-pointer in the second quarter? Yes. 1. That's kind of crazy. I mean, I get we're 1 of 9. You try to go away from 3. You cannot play a modern NBA game and not shoot 3. So no matter 1 of 9, whatever, you if you want to actually win a game, you have to shoot 3s. You will just not be able to compete or sustain the pace of scoring. 1 3-pointer attempted entire quarter. What are we talking about here, man? What are we doing here? Are they not embarrassed by the state of this team? It is getting run off the floor every night, pretty much. Most of the time in their own building. At some point, they gotta be embarrassed. 1 3-point attempt in the second quarter. God, they're 12 of 24. They have 33 more points on 3s than the Raptors. It doesn't even matter the Raptors are 20 of 40. They're 20 of 40. It's pretty good. They're shooting 50%. The Bucks have only made 3 more field goals and only 2 more free throws. And they're up by 19, man. They're shooting 50% on 3s. Oh, how is every night the Raptors run into a team that gets hot from 3? Gee, Are we the most unlucky team in the NBA? Why do teams always shoot well against us? Like what? Like how could the Raptors just not have any piece of defense they can use that takes away something? Like take away something, right? Or at least take away efficient stuff. So like corner threes, the third most efficient shot in the NBA behind layups and free throws. Take that away, right? Take that away from their good shooters. But teams keep finding ways to get these open looks, man. They keep finding ways to get easy looks for three. We help too aggressively. We rotate too aggressively. It's easy kickouts. And the Bucks have shooters. The Bucks, who have lost to the Nets and Blazers in back-to-back games, are up by 19 on the Raptors. Man. Every single player on the Bucks is in the positive. They're at least +6. Every single player on the Raptors is at least -6. Actually, that's a lie. Kelly Olynyk's 0. Other than Kelly, Joey Walters, -4 in 2 minutes. Okay. Well, granted, none of them in the positive, I guess. But starters, all way behind. Pearl's -19. Quickly's -11. Barnes -11. So even though Barnes has 13 points on 50% shooting, Quickly's got 11 points and 3 of 6 shooting. You cannot play this level of defense every night. Every night. Like, what's our last 8 games here? Our last 8 games. We did win one, which is cool. Lost by 9. They deserve to lose by way more. They made a late comeback, make the scoreboard look a lot better. Yeah, 11 points because they played every minute like it was a tie game. They beat Brooklyn by a lot. Great game against Brooklyn. They lost by 54 to the Boston Celtics. 54. 5-4. 54. I don't know if you heard me. 54 they lost by to the Boston Celtics. 29. 29. 14. 4. 7 to Brooklyn. So, but 7. I won here. Tighter games in this stretch not here, but tighter. That wasn't their fault, to be honest. Tighter games, but recently, let's see, 1, 2, 3, last 6 games, 14, 29, 29, 54, 17-point win, 9-point loss, and now down by 19 and a half to Milwaukee. I'm aware, it's a tanking team. There's growing pains. There's going to be bad games. But every night, unless they're playing one of the worst teams in the NBA, they aren't even competitive. They aren't even close to being competitive defensively. Not even a shred of evidence they can be competitive. It is so far off being in these games. That's the problem. We're all fine with losing games, but it's just the manner in which they're losing games is unacceptable. And you look at teams like Orlando, good team, good coach. They're missing so many guys due to injury. But when your coach sets the tone for the expectations of the team on a night-to-night basis, what is expected of the players, what is the role, and they instill not only that expectation, but when they instill that culture into the team, it's a lot easier to navigate injuries like that. The Raptors are healthy, guys. Their starting 5 is available here. Is there anybody on the injury report for the Raptors today? Like, Barrett's fine. Barrett's not 100%. But is there a single player on the injury report for the Raptors? There is not. So, what's the excuse today? Bad matchup? That might be. But, okay, bad matchup because they take away the interior scoring. That's where the Raptors thrive, right? Barrett wants to get to the rim. Barnes kind of wants to get to the rim. So you got to lean on your shooting a bit more. We've shot 10 threes. We shot 1 3-pointer in the entire second quarter. So bad matchup. You're making it harder on yourself. Look where the shots are coming from. We're getting makes, like we're scoring well inside, but we're so far off the pace because we're not shooting enough. And we can't stop them from shooting. So you can make a bad matchup more favorable to yourself if you game plan effectively. But how is it like this shithead who lives in a Toronto apartment understands how much more difficult the coaching staff is making it on themselves, and they're not recognizing that? It's what I can't get. They are dedicated to finding the best solution to play their best game. And they get it wrong so often. Come on, man. Again, like they got to be embarrassed with themselves. Every night. They're getting blown out every night, basically. They've been blown out in 5 of their last 6 games. The Orlando one's a bit of a reach. They lost by 9. They got blown out. They hunted a better box score for that one. But I think that the Boston one counts as a double blowout because they lost by 54. So I think it even if you don't want to count Orlando, that Boston one kind of like makes it double anyways. Yeah. Brutal, man. They were 7-15, so they've lost 12 of their last 13. Yeah. Come on. Brutal. Running this team into the floor. And yeah, it'll help with the draft pick, but that's cool. I'm fine with getting a better draft pick, but like you're going to get that draft pick. You have a chance to be more competitive next year. You want these guys, like you're seriously telling me. Anybody who doesn't think the coaching is a problem. You like, could you seriously tell me that if this team gets better over the summer, you want them still coaching this team next year? Like if the team gets better, makes, like let's say they somehow sign a shooter. They draft a top 3 player in the draft. Really good chance of like definitely being a play-in team, but maybe even sneaking in as a playoff team. You're telling me you want this coaching staff running that team. I'm sorry, but you're deluding yourself. If you think this is the coaching staff to run that team, it's got to be bait. Maybe you think, well, we haven't seen them with a good roster, so I don't want to say like they can't do it without having seen that they can't do it. I think that's about as far as you can possibly go with this coaching staff, where you just want to be absolutely certain that they're bad at what they do. So you just want to see it to believe it and confirm it with your eyes. Fair enough. But I think this coaching staff is utterly hopeless. And I don't want to waste any offseason or any games of basketball next year on a coaching staff who clearly completely lacks a fundamental understanding of how to coach a basketball team for success on the floor. Don't want to waste any time with those guys there because I know that they're getting replaced at some point. So just get it done this summer, man. Fine, finish the season, be really bad, go nowhere, get a good draft pick. But, man, do not waste a top 3 pick, potentially a top 5 pick potentially on this coaching staff. Because then you just got to reset it all and make it all that much harder down the line when maybe they get replaced mid-season, or you waste a whole other year building up this useless culture. Damn. I don't know. I have not seen any information on the length of Darko Rajakovic's contract. If you have, please enlighten me. I've done digging. I've looked in as many places as I can. I have no idea what the length of the contract is. If it's 2 years, I don't know. I don't know what to make of Jama Maulala. From the past, I'd say yeah, he's good at what he does. Is it being overshadowed? I don't know. But Darko Rajakovic, Pat Delaney, useless. Useless. Not useless, because Darko, they like him. But doesn't know how to coach a basketball team to win games, unfortunately. Lou Will says it ends in 2026, so it would be another year after this. Yeah, I guess that would be expected. 2 years would be a weird contract. So 3 years, I think, would be the likeliest. So Willis says ends in 2020. So yeah, I still think end of this year, end of 2025, I'm going to be still yelling the same thing because he's still going to be the coach. But does he last? Does he go past that contract then? If it's a 4-year contract, I'm going to be really upset. If it's 3, I can live with a 3-year contract. If it's 4, I'm going to be really upset. Cheap-ass Rodgers probably wouldn't fire him. 1 3-point attempt in the second quarter. You're never going to win. You're never going to be competitive playing like that, man. Never. Raptors have guys who can shoot. Scheme them open. Oh, Keith Dark says, nah, you can't burn the bridge. Like, if you fire him, you're burning the bridge. It's not, no demotions here. You know, like if you're the head coach, he's not here at all. Imagine being the head coach and being told, nah, now you're the assistant, pal. Not me. Mike Brown, I do like Mike Brown. I hate to see another good coach pass us by if he gets a job somewhere else, like Jordi Fernandez. Hate to see a good coach pass us by like that. For real. Brooklyn were dog shit, but even they were winning games. They had to trade guys away to get worse because they were too good with Jordi Fernandez. They said, fuck, we're too good. Get rid of them. Get rid of Schroeder and Finney-Smith. I don't care what we get back. Get rid of them. We're too good. Give this guy less pieces to win games with. And they're still winning some games. That's how you tank, man. Coach ain't tanking. The team takes pieces away from him. That's how you tank. Coach ain't going to stop trying to win. That's how you actually do it. None of this nonsense. And, what do you know? A 3-pointer start off the half for the Bucks. Lovely. 22-point game. All this talk that the Raptors... All right, first 2 plays the second half. 3 for the Bucks, and then a turnover. Awesome. Great halftime talk. Worked really well. Yeah. Barnes didn't follow Damian Lillard to the perimeter, and he got an easy 3. Awesome. I guarantee... I would bet so much money if you gave Jordi Fernandez 35 games with this Raptors team, same lineups, same conditions, same injuries, they have more than 8 wins. I guarantee it. 100% certain that if you give Jordi Fernandez the exact same basketball team, exact same lineups, more than 8 wins in 35 games. Not even a shadow of a doubt that's the case. Look at this. They're making a mockery of us in our own building. Behind the back passes and shit. Okay, I can't blow my lid on Darko for the next hour and a half, so gotta talk about something else. The Nets came into this season comfortably with a worse roster than Raptors. No question. No question. The Nets came to this season with the lowest projected win total of any team. Of any team. Injuries happened for the Raptors, yeah. The Nets were projected to win 18 to 19 games. Pretty sure they have like 13, and we're not even halfway through the season. Let me see. 13 wins for the Nets. They are getting close to their preseason win projection. And they're not even halfway through their season. On pace would be, for them right now, on pace for their win total would be like 7 wins right now. No, maybe 8. So they're going well above They were going well above expectations. That's including since they've moved on from guys, which was baked into the preseason projection that they'd get worse and trade guys, but well ahead of pace. Like, don't act like the Nets are a better team than the Raptors. There's no that's not true. You know that's not true. The Nets are not better. Did not have a better roster than the Raptors. Grady Dick for 3. By contrast, the Raptors' preseason projection was 29 to 30 wins. Like, take projections for what they are. They're just projections. Basketball is one on the court, not on paper, not in projections, but that's a big difference. That's 50% more wins for the Raptors projected. I think our problem is giving the reins to youngsters like Scotty and IQ. No. I don't think that the problem is giving Scotty the tools as giving Scotty the reins and one guy. I think that's the right thing to do. Look, we've accepted the team is going to tank. And it's a rebuilding year. So you give your young guys all of the reps they possibly can to try and develop and try and get better. Along the way, you don't expect them to be playing this poorly. That's the thing. They should be better than they are. They should be bad, but not this bad. Not we're close to this bad, where they're out of every game at halftime. Every game, it's over by halftime. You're down by 22 at home in front of your own fans who paid money to watch you play. You're going to give up like 130 points again. Well, maybe not. Well, are they on pace? It's 66 at half. So, yeah, they were on pace for 130 again. They probably won't get 130. They might, though. I don't think it's an ego thing. Like, look, every player is going to, when it comes to a contract, every player is going to try and get as much money as possible. It's not an ego thing. It's a business, man. Every team has to deal with it. Maybe the Raptors even more so because to stay competitive financially with the tax situation, you got to pay more for the players to still make less than in other locations. That adds a bit of a speed bump for the Raptors. But I don't think it's an ego thing. Rather this than having expectations not beating them like the Kings. I guess I'm happier in this position than the Kings position, where I feel like that's directionless at the moment, or like the Miami Heat, which is directionless. But just because something's worse doesn't mean this isn't bad. You know, like I can break my leg and be upset I broke my leg. Somebody can say, "Oh, I broke both my legs, so you should feel happy you only broke one leg." Well, listen, I'm not envious of your position, but I'm still not very happy. $71-47 here. Raptors scoreless in the second half. We're about 3 minutes in. Grady Dick for 3. Geez, see, those are the ones where you just have to make that, man. You're 1 of 10 from 3 in the game as a team. You've just got to make that shot. You've got to make that shot for your guys. 0 of 4 from 3 for Grady Dick. That doesn't help. Grady wide open in the corner. Come on, man. All right. Grady Dick for 3. 1 of 5. Down by 19 now. All right, within 20. Huge 3 to cut the lead to 19. Prince for 3. Doesn't go. Rebound to the Bucks. Lillard for 3. Oh. They've got 14 threes made to 2 for the Raptors. So they've got 42 points off threes. We've got 6 points off threes. You're going to lose that math game, man. 10 times out of 10. Prince in the corner for 3. How is a good 3-point shooter open in the corner for 3? Again, I don't know. This is a healthy Raptors team, guys. There's always somebody open. Yeah. Yeah. Kind of feels like that, huh? I think, yeah, at a certain point, like, David Mitchell might have to play because he's the only person who's navigating screens effectively. And last game, they were a lot better when he was out there. So, yeah, they're healthy today, guys. This is a healthy Raptors team. Nobody, I'll say healthy. Look, RJ Barrett might be a little sick. Nobody is on the injury report for this game. Not a single Raptors player. So I know it's only one game. Maybe they need to play together a little bit, but yeah, a lot of talk. Wait till Darko gets a healthy team. I don't know, dog. Like I said, Darko ain't getting demoted. You ain't telling your head coach, sorry, pal, you're the assistant now. We're hiring a different guy. But we want you to stay on and help the new guy that's replacing you. Could you imagine, if you have a job out there, could you imagine you got replaced and demoted and you now work under your replacement? Could you imagine? I mean, actually, in some cases, that'd be kind of nice because if you're like the head of your department, then they demote you, but like you're on a contract, so you have to keep your salary as it is. Now you have less responsibility. I mean, maybe in your work, that actually might be like a good thing, but like I don't think Darko would be very happy about that. We can't all get promoted if no one gets demoted. No. What happens is instead of demoting people, you fire them. They're no longer with the organization. Then you replace them. They don't get demoted. That's the point I'm trying to make. You get replaced and you get the can. If I got demoted in my job, I mean, doing less work for the same amount of money sounds pretty nice, but if I'm the head coach of a team, I'm on contract, and I guess, I mean, they don't fire me. I guess there must be some sort of stipulation in the contract where it's just like, you can't be the assistant to the new guy. How weird would that be? I don't know. That's an interesting one. Because they have to pay you to be on head coach money to be the assistant, which doesn't seem like a fruitful endeavor from an NBA team's perspective. I don't know. Alex Wang says, well, at least in 2030, when we win a chip, we'll say we're the day ones. Well, reference, remember when the Milwaukee Bucks hit 400 more threes than us in a game on that random cold January 6th day in 2025? We need to have our dark tower lights, right? Yeah, Paradise Lost. This is what I always say. They were also this bad with OG, Pascal, Scotty, Schroeder, Pirtle, Gary Trent. They were 12-20 with that team. Those 6 guys, plus, listen, a really bad supporting cast around them. But that team was 12 of 20 and was horrible on defense. Wow, Barrett throwing a mini tantrum there. Still scoring. What was that, man? Rage. I've already done enough rage. Maybe I will. I don't know where it's going to go. 83-58 now. Just every time I kind of zone out and zone back in, they're down by more. It's 25 points now. 83-58, man. Well, Pirtle ISO on Giannis. Barnes helps. Giannis driving, layup. I mean, that's Giannis. You can't really stop that. Grady to Barrett. Open for three. Nails it. Unless it's transition, early shot clock. I'm happy he made it. Unless it's like a transition move, we're not getting threes up. You know, OG, Pascal, Scotty are all max contract players now. Pirtle is high quality starting big. Schroeder at the minimum is a good point guard. Like probably a good backup, but solid point guard. Gary Trent, I don't think is that good, to be fair. But he's okay. But I think those six guys, I think if like you just, wow, Lillard, that was crazy three. 29-point game. I think if you took those six guys, even with like spare parts, like, you know, Flynn and whoever it was at the time, I think if you just didn't put a coach out and you just kind of let them play defense, I feel like you could accidentally have an average defense with those guys. OG, Siakam, Barnes, Pirtle, Schroeder. Like, Schroeder's not a negative on defense. He's not a net negative, maybe slightly, like, but he's probably close to a neutral defender. Barnes is a positive defender. Siakam's a positive defender. Pirtle's a very good defender. OG is one of the best defenders in the league. I feel like those guys probably like could accidentally be an average defense. Maybe with like decent coaching, they'd be like a 10th best defense in the league. That team somehow produced one of the worst defenses in the NBA last year. And they started the season 12-20. Last year, the plan was not to tank. It became the plan because they are 12-20 with a good team because the coach did not know how to coach basketball games. Didn't know how to get the most of his players offensively, misutilized his players, gave too many touches to players who didn't deserve it, could not figure out how to coach any sort of a defense. And we are 128 games. It was 128 games into his coaching tenure, and he still has no idea how to put any sort of a defense. 118 games, not 128. 118 games into his coaching tenure, and he still has no idea how to come even close to a competitive defense in the NBA. Not even close. Bad players on this team, sure, but I don't know, man. Down by 25 in your own building with 4 minutes to go in the third quarter. Don't think so, man. Shed, transition three, doesn't go with it. It's only I'm saying it's only transition. They can't scheme a three. They're only attempting threes in transition. They're just chucking them. They don't know how to create a shot. I feel like 118 games is a pretty good sample size. Like even like when the team lost like 17 in a row last year, whatever it was. Not a lot you can do with that team, but you can learn some things. You can learn more about coaching. That team was going to lose a lot. I don't know if they should have lost that many in a row, but that team was going to lose a lot, especially with Pirtle out injured. But certainly you learned a thing or two. It's the same problems. almost 120 games into his reign as the head coach. I don't know, man. I don't think he's anywhere close to getting fired. I don't. I don't think it's even a discussion, really. I think he gets at least the rest of 2025, at least. Your trade chatter. Listen, I don't care. I'm not in this to fake emotions to get views. I said that earlier. I'm not doing that. If I get mad and I rant about the head coach, I'm going to get mad and rant about the head coach. But I'm not going to do it because I think, oh, if I react like this, views, I'll get more people to watch, 90-68, nice run by the Raptors. 7-0 run. 7-0 run, guys. We're only down by 22 now. 7-0 run. Now, it's only 90-68. We're probably going to give 100 points inside 3 quarters again, but still in this, Sam. Love it, Sam. Still in this. If the Raptors win this game, then they might win. So I'm not. I was gonna say I'll do a Darko apology video tomorrow. No, his job is not for him. No. Ashes, do we look organized? We don't look organized. There is no culture, no evidence of a culture that exists in this team, defensively or offense. There's no formula. There's no plug and play. Look at the Magic the other day. Tristan Da Silva and Caleb Houston starting and torching us. Torching us. All they do is shoot, and we left them open. And with all their injuries, defensively, they still held us to under 100 points. Because they have a coach who has set the tone for what is expected of his team, no matter who's playing. They're drilled. They're organized. If this guy's out and this guy's in, his job is the same. They still got to do the same thing. They still have to apply the same principles on a game-to-game basis. That has been drilled into that team, what is expected of them. This team has no idea what they are doing with themselves. If Darko had that Magic roster, I tell you, they're not 21-15, whatever they are. Is Nick Nurse a good coach of this group? No. No. Nurse needs a good roster that he can squeeze more out of. But he also needs a player who sets the tone from a leadership perspective. So for the Raptors, he needed Kyle Lowry to set that tone from a leadership perspective because he's not good in that area. He is a tactician that can squeeze more out of an already talented group. And he can drill in that defensive culture. He can drill in that culture that no matter who's in, they play the same way. It's a well-oiled machine with interchangeable parts. Now, it didn't look like that near the end. But he needs that leadership figure at the head. Now, what's strange is that he's got Kyle Lowry now with the Sixers, and they're still not performing well. But having Kyle Lowry to set that tone as a player, I think, was so fundamental to the success of the Raptors and the success of Nick Nurse as a coach. Nick Nurse and Knicks would be a great fit. I think that sort of works. There's similarities to Tom Thibodeau. Carlisle's washed now, yes. Unfortunately, it's sad to see. He may have to retire after this season because there may not be a team that wants him anymore. Unfortunately, kind of cooked. I love Lowry, but he's kind of cooked. 95-68 here. Yeah, we're not really talking about the this. What do I talk about? Yeah, we're getting blown out again. Our defense looks shambolic again. Every play they come down, they get an open three. They scheme open a three-pointer. A lot of times it's from the corner. A lot of times it's a really good three-point shooter in the corner. Fundamental shit that the Raptors can't figure out, man. Like, Doc Rivers is not a good coach, and he is running circles around our coaching staff tonight, man. This is a healthy Raptors team. They're healthy. I'm not going to end it. No. This one, I'm enjoying this too much. I'm enjoying the fire a little bit. I always say I don't wish ill on anybody within the Raptors organization. Like, if Darko turned things around and I had to eat all my words and he was this fantastic coach and we trusted the process and he turned this organization around, right? If he did that, I'd be happy because the team is good. Everything worked out in the end. But I feel a little evil because I'm starting to like. Not that I don't know what it is. Maybe it is part of it is like I fucking knew it and I told you this guy was bad. He has no idea what he's doing. Wow, a full 5-man bench line. A full 5-man bench unit. Down by 27 at home. All starters got yanked. Jeez, man. I don't know what it is, but I'm kind of like that Celtics game. Part of me was just like I sat through. I wasn't even streaming because the channel was hacked at the time. I watched every fucking second of that Celtics game. And I kind of like, at a certain point, I kind of wanted it to get worse. I wanted to see how bad it would get. I don't think I wanted it to get worse, but I had to see how bad it would get. I think I had to see it to reaffirm my sentiments. You know what I mean? My villain arc. Like, I remember last year, they were playing the Timberwolves. I think they lost by 48, which was then the record for the largest loss in franchise history, I believe. And I was, like, praying they don't let them break the record. I was like, please. Like we're basically, we're playing like the spread is 47 here, and we need to cover the spread, and we have, like I was watching the game as if the Raptors needed to lose by 47 or less, like, we need a bucket here. We have to score on this possession. I don't feel like that anymore. I watched that game just letting it happen. Wanted to see how bad it could get. And they lost by 54. Yeah. I don't know. I think this kind of proves that I'm well and truly beyond ever thinking that this coaching staff will make it work. Like, maybe last year I had the sliver of belief that they could do something, but good coaches set the tone for their team and for their group of what's expected of them, and it's so obvious that this Raptors team isn't even close to having that, you know? Damn, Giannis' finger's fucked up, dude. Put more tape on it. It's your pinky. Giannis, you ain't shooting. You ain't dribbling. You're just picking up your dribble and getting to the rim. Darko is just Ted Lasso, just here for the vibe check. He passes the vibe check, I think. The players like him, but... You know what? I don't think he's lost the locker room. Like, you got to give him credit there. They're 8, and they're going to be 8-28 after today. And there's no indication he's lost the group or anything. I don't know how he's done it. They still like him. We got these young guys like Battle and Mobo playing, Isaiah says, but screw them. Just keep playing these washed players like Brown and Kelly. Well, Brown's not washed. Kelly Olynyk, I don't see any reason why he's on the floor. Mobo's not here today. He's within out of 5. But if Mobo's on the... Like, there's been games where Mobo gets a DNP and Kelly gets the backup center minutes. That doesn't make sense to me for sure. It's like, I like Kelly. He can't be the backup 5. He's just not good enough defensively. Walter for 3. 22-point game. How many made threes is that for Toronto? 3. 3 made threes. 3 made threes for the Raptors. Gary Trent tonight has 3 made threes. He's taken 4 shots. Raptors have taken 21. Not saying we should have kept Gary, but not even. Oh. They're not fun. Like, I'm having fun. You guys make it fun. Tell you, that 54-point game. What's that? That superhero show? Is it The Boys? The meme of that guy in silence, stern silence, watching the screen flicker. The flickering screen, the only light shining on his disappointed face. I don't know how to describe it better than that. That was me watching that Celtics game. Stewing over my hack channel, not wondering if amateur sports was cooked. Let's see. A video? Whatever. Hope you know what I meant. Maybe a coach change will change the whole thing, like the Cavs. Yeah, it's curious because Bickerstaff was like really bad with the Cavaliers. He's all of a sudden doing really well with the Pistons. I don't really know, like, if the situation changes things. I don't know. Do I fuck with the Hell and Welcome with? I really like Lou Will. I think Will. I really like Will Lou. I think he's a really good Raptors analyst. I think I'm not as invested in watching that show, but like anytime I do see content from Will Lou, I do enjoy it, and I think he's like probably top 2 follow on Twitter in the Raptors sphere, along with Blake Murphy. Yeah, Will Lou's got to be losing his mind, right? Like, let me check his Twitter account. Even he's kind of like over the edge with this team, it seems. I mean, I'm not. You tell me if you guys are like watching this stuff and listening to this stuff, but feel like even he's lost it here. Oh, by the way, they did give Gary a tribute video. I'm seeing now. Gary Trent did get a tribute video at the end of the first quarter, so good for him. So there was a tribute video. I don't ask for collabs. I find that to be icky, you know? Hey, man, can I appear on your channel? I don't know. Oh, Alex has elite Raptors. Another great follow. Funny ass dude. Yeah. Amazing content from him as well. I'm glad they're doing content together again. Very talented group that has amazing chemistry. Not the game we were hoping for with so like the Raptors start the day with nobody on the injury report. And then like in the middle of the first quarter, you know, you wait all this time to have Barrett, Barnes, and Quickly all healthy. And then in the first quarter, you bench them all at the same time, and then you play 5-man bench lineups in the second half. And you shoot 1 3 in the entire second quarter. And you double too aggressively on Giannis all game and leave shooters open for 3. And lose the math game, and then keep doing it, and then keep losing by more points. Do you not adjust mid-game? Like, okay, we have one made three. They have like 20. Why are they open for three on every possession? What are we doing wrong? Do they just go nothing? Do they just think, I'm sure we'll all figure itself out. We keep the same strategy. Like, usually at least they're really dumb before the game. But then when it's very obvious how dumb they are after like the first quarter or something, or even at halftime, maybe it takes them half a game. Usually after that, they're not dumb enough to keep doing it. And they go, okay, that didn't work. How do we fix this? Oh, easy. Let's do this. They should have done it like pregame. So like, I will never forget. I will never, ever, ever, ever forget this game. Last year against the Phoenix Suns, okay? I will never, ever forget this game because to this day, I can't believe how fucking stupid the coaches were. Last season, Grayson Allen was the best three-point shooter percentage-wise in the entire National Basketball Association. We went into Phoenix, and every possession, they have Kevin Durant, they have Devin Booker, they got good players, okay? You want to double those guys? Sure, no problem. Every possession, they doubled off Grayson Allen. They took the defender off of Grayson Allen to double Kevin Durant in the post. So what did Kevin Durant do every time he got doubled in the post? Another three for the Bucks. Every time they doubled off Grayson Allen, what did they do? What did the Suns do? They passed the ball to the best three-point shooter in the NBA who was wide open for three. I think he made... I remember this game. I don't remember the diagram. I think he made like 6 or 7 threes in the first quarter. I actually think he went 7 of 8 from three in the first quarter. And it took them midway through the second quarter to change that and go, maybe that isn't working. Should we fix that? And you know what? To the credit, they did. They adjusted what wasn't working. Now, me personally, I would have said pre-game they shouldn't have done that. And me personally, I would have not been in that situation to begin with because I'm not a fucking moron. Am I a good basketball coach? Probably not. I'd be doing probably a worse job than Darko is. I'm out of my depth in this head coaching job. But there are certain really easy things that I'm picking up on here that they are not. And that is the big predicament I have. You know what also, like, if you're going to sacrifice defense and you're going to give up 150 points every game, I'm all right. 130 points a game. If you're going to give up like 130 points a game, most teams that do that just like really score a lot so that it's a high-paced game. They score a lot. They lose by like 10, 15, but like you'll lose like 130, 115, right? Not us. Nope. We allow a lot of points and then don't score a lot of points either. We do both. So like we allow 125, we score 71. We allow 136, we score 107. But when we score 126, hey, that's a lot. We allow 155. Or we score 125. That's pretty good. We allow 139. I mean, I guess that's within 15. So I'm watching this Doc Rivers pregame press conference where he was talking about Kayla Gray, Matty D, and Jack Armstrong's TikTok dance. Oof. Oh, man. If this is the team healthy, we got a problem. Shoot that, Barnes. You're open in the corner on a catch and shoot, bro. Shoot it. What are we doing? Shoot the fucking ball. You're open. It's catch and shoot. You like shooting. Shoot it. God, We're 4 of 27 from 3. They're 19 of 35. They're going to have like more makes than we are attempts from 3. No, they won't. Barrett, corner 3. Hey, we made one. Turn this around. This game's going by like relatively quick. It's kind of going quick. I haven't had a break yet. I haven't even gone to the bathroom yet. I'm going to have to go do that soon. Next commercial, I got to piss. $110.80, down by 30. Fourth quarter. At home. I hate how it's always at home, too. I guess it's every game. So, like, if you lose by, like, 30 every game, naturally half of them will be at home. It always pains me to know somebody, 19,000 people paid to be here. And I'm going at the end of the month, and I have to watch this team in person. Now, granted, they're a gift, and I'll probably enjoy it still. But, man, if I paid $100, like, think about the people in the lower bowl. I always say this. Think about the people in the lower bowl. They paid, like, hundreds of dollars each. $200 to $300 probably to watch this game. They got a healthy Raptors team for the first time all season. Everyone's healthy. Now they're 3 for the Bucks. They've made 23s. Oh boy, they made 23s. What was he talking about? Oh yeah, the ticket prices. Imagine paying to be here, man. And they turn up and do this. Yeah. They may not crack 100. The Bucks might crack 130. All right. How many likes we got? We are on. I know it's depressing. I know it sucks. We're on 39 likes, guys. We're 11 away from 50. I'd really appreciate it if we could still hit 50 likes on the stream today. Help support the channel. Help support what I do here. And we'll still have content coming out. Rick Papa says, Scotty will pull up with 21 seconds on the shot clock, but pass up an open catch and shoot 3. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I can't understand. You know what I realized, though? We kept them under 100 inside 3 quarters. That's good. They had 99, but there's... You got to cap it somewhere. They didn't get to 100. That's happened a lot lately. Kept them at 100 after. I kept them at 100 and 3 quarters. That's good. They might keep us under 100 for the entire game. They probably won't, but they might. They probably won't. I rush home from work to do these streams, and I never ask why. I don't know what will ever make me not want to stream for a Raptors game. I move mountains to stream sometimes, man. I'm driven to be here. Like when I miss a stream, I've missed a few this season. There is really something stopping me from streaming. For real. Cause I move mountains to get here. How was dinner? This is fun. Dinner was good. So I got home from work late. Usually that means I don't really have enough time to make dinner. I prepped dinner in advance today. While I made breakfast, I prepared some egg salad. It's really good. I made a mean egg salad today. I'll give you my egg salad recipe that worked, which also works for deviled eggs. I made deviled eggs on New Year's Eve, and those slapped. I'd never had deviled eggs before, so I made it myself. It slapped. So I did 3 eggs. And I also did, to be protein, half a cup of egg whites. So I cooked half a cup of egg whites scrambled, and I mashed up that with the 3 hard, medium boiled eggs 8.5 minutes in boiling water. Okay? Then you got to shock. Give it a ice bath to shock it after. 8.5 minutes. So let the water boil. Egg in 8.5 minutes. Shock it. Quickly transfer the eggs to a bowl with iced water, or just rinse out the pot of boiling water with cold water, and then add ice to that so you don't have to get multiple dishes dirty. Because why? That's what I did. I did ice after. Let that set at least 5 minutes. 5 to 10 minutes. Let the shock do its thing. Afterwards, the eggs will peel like so easily. You just break it around and you'll peel it. Anyways, mash that up with the egg whites. Healthy. I'd do a tablespoon of mayo. 15 milliliters of mayo. I didn't measure the Dijon, but like maybe 8 to 10 milliliters of Dijon mustard. Finely chopped up some red onion and some some white onion and red onion to put in with it. Didn't really measure, but just like a little bit. You can do shallots instead, which is probably better. You can do green onion or chives instead, which is probably better as well. So, I mean, I'd say like ideally shallots and chives, but red onion and white onion is fine because it's more likely to be in your kitchen. Then what you got to do, you mince up a dill pickle, put it in there as well. Like a mini one, not a big one. Like I have the small one, baby dill pickles. Salt and pepper, of course. Then take it to the next level. Put a little bit of some sort of a cheese in it. So I've done goat cheese a little bit. Today I had Boursin cheese in my fridge from a party. I put a little Boursin in there. That adds to it. Definitely. The Dijon's got to be in there. You got to have a little bit of Dijon in there. Let that sit in the fridge all day while I was at work. Come home. Throw it down on some toasted sourdough bread. Don't eat anything else. Just that on the bread. Boom. Dinner. And a smoothie. Yeah. That was a banging dinner. I love eggs. I love egg salad. But, yeah, take that same recipe, except do it with just the egg yolks and make a mean deviled eggs. Also, you could, if you want to add like even more protein, sometimes I'll put cottage cheese into my mixture as well, so that it's even more protein and even more creamy. I didn't do that today. Did I do that today? No, I didn't. I did. But you can, and it's really good to do that too. Maybe like a 1/4 cup cottage cheese. No excuses from me, pal. Ash, sorry, man. None from me. There haven't been any excuses from me all season, really, but anytime I have an excuse, it's like, okay, you can make this excuse, but there's still a lot of fundamentals they're getting wrong out there. Bellavitano Merlot cheese. I've never had that. At Longo's or Metro. There's a Metro near me. Maybe I could go check it out. Dave, I'm not on during these minutes. What do you think is happening? It's a weird one because like even I'm not a David Mitchell fan really, but at least he's navigating screens and he's closing out on 3-point shooters. Like he was definitely better when he came in against Orlando. It was better when he came in against Orlando in the last game. I agree. Like Milwaukee's in garbage time with 5 minutes left here. Wait, Mobo is here. I had to watch Kelly Olynyk all game? Are you fucking kidding me? I had to watch Kelly Olynyk play fucking defense against Brook Lopez and Giannis all game. When Mobo was on the bench the whole time, I thought he was away with a 905 or something. Jesus fucking Christ. You made me watch Kelly Olynyk's bum-ass rim protection instead of Jonathan Mobo. You fucking idiots. I just noticed Mobo's in the game now. Oh, my. Dude, you cannot tell me Olynyk is better than Mobo, man. No. God, Walter just yanking way off on 3. God damn. Oh, I don't know if Olynyk is necessarily washed, but he's not a 5. He's not a 5. He's a 4. Oh my god. It's hope. They're hopeless, man. They don't know what to do. They don't know what they're doing. They can't coach. They seriously have no idea how to coach a basketball team. I can't fucking do this. I can't do this, but I can't believe it. I genuinely am stunned by this level of incompetency on a day-to-day basis. They don't learn. They don't get better. They don't adapt. They don't get better. They don't adjust. They're just the same shit every game, man. Oh. I wonder if Darko's ever seen my videos. Probably not. Players have to have I don't want to be big-headed or anything, but you Google your name, you Google a Raptors player name, sometimes one of my videos will pop up. There's gotta be certainly a Raptors player seen one of my videos. I feel good about that. Darko, I hope he does, man. Do other people I don't watch other Raptors creators. Am I the only one still who's thinking, hey man, maybe he's not a good coach? Does anybody else think that way? Do you guys let me know. Are any other guys out there he's bad at coaching? Am I on an island here on my own? Honest question from AC23. Are you more disappointed in the lack of wins or winning habits not being built? The best way to describe it for me is that the coaches have absolutely done nothing to set the tone for what they expect of this team on a night-to-night basis, particularly on defense. So I wouldn't call it winning habits, but there is no tone setter. The coaches have not set the tone of expectations here. This is unacceptable. A game like this. One game like this is unacceptable. Maybe they happen from time to time, but you cannot accept that. They have had a game like this in 6 of the last 7. 6 of the last 7 games have been this, right? This bad, this uncompetitive. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 6 of the last 7 games have been this. So what I would personally consider as unacceptable has happened 6 of the last 7 games. No tone set at all. And they're going to run up the score a little bit in garbage time to make it look better on the box score. Biggest downgrade coach in Raptors history? Oof. It might be. I mean, I'm not as in tune with who the coaches were when I was a little baby, but in my time watching this team, yeah. In reality, what do I expect? Raptors can't score, stop anyone. See, so what I expect is for them to score. I expect them to score. And you know what? Barnes, Barrett, and Quickly have scored today, in fairness. Not quickly, but Barnes and Barrett have 21, 25. I expect them to get the fundamentals right on defense. I expect them to not leave shooters open every other possession. That's not too much to ask. It isn't. It's not. I'm not saying, like, is that too much to ask? I'm not. That is not too much to ask. It is not too much to ask to get your schemes right. Close to right. It's fine to lose. It's not fine to lose and get embarrassed every night. God, Walter stepped out of bounds. 1:38 to go in this godforsaken game. We're going to lose by 20 plus again. What does he think, Darko? What is he thinking right now? Does he think when this team gets healthy? Well, the team's healthy today, guys. Walter, catch the ball, man. Catch that. Catch the ball. They gave it to you. He threw it in your hands. Darko looks unfazed to me, man. I'm glad a lot more people have joined the anti-Darko reign. Just remember, guys, when the Raptors were 12 and like 18 last year, I was ready. I was ready to admit it. Okay, I was ready. 12 and 18, I was like, you know what? This guy's a fucking idiot. Over a year ago, I was there. Happy y'all are with me now. Maybe good at developing. Yeah, can't coach. Maybe good at developing. That's what he is. Maybe good. How much of that is individuals working on their game in the offseason? Right? It's like we get another 3 by the Bucks. Maybe good at developing. Cannot coach. But seriously, nobody answered me. Are any other Raptors creators feeling this way? Are they thinking we're good? Just give him more time. Good development coach. How can you blame the coach on this? I don't know. You know how I feel. On the edge. Holy fuck, man. On the edge. What do you need to see? Did he need to lose by 20 plus? Like 10 times? Other Raptors creators blaming Raptors since Orlando is bruised more and rebuild and killing it. I don't really understand. Just me. I don't get it, man. What is it that, like, what am I not seeing? Not like, I'm not going to say, like, what are they not? I could say, like, what are people not seeing? Like, what are you actively, like, willfully ignoring when it's so plain to see for me, man? What am I not seeing? What am I missing? What am I not understanding about this? We got to 100. That's true. Listen, guys. We got 100, right? And they didn't have 100 at the end of the third quarter. Okay, we'll take our mini victories. Darko, that was like a sly kind of smile there. What do you say, like when you lose when you get blown out in 6 of 7 games? What do you say in the locker room at that point? Because like you probably have like something saved up for a blowout. You blow up at your team. What do you like? You can't do the same shtick every game. What do you actually say to them now? I don't know. I really don't know. All right, let's do this post-game show, guys. You want a rant? You might get one. I don't know. We'll see where it goes. Wow. We're all waiting for this day. Finally, it's here. Took, 36 games of this NBA season to get here. For the first time this NBA season, the Toronto Raptors started a game with nobody on the injury report. Nobody. They had all 5 of their starters available to play. and they started together. So how, after all this, let's wait and see what it looks like when we're healthy? I know it's only one game, but how on earth did the Raptors get blown out again? Well, we will try to answer that question over the course of tonight's post-game show. And as a reminder, I am compelled that when I I turn away a lot of plans, not that I'm popular or anything, I am here. I dedicate a lot of my life to being present for all of these games, to stream for all of these games. So subscribe to the channel if you want to continue to see content for pretty much every Raptors game, and drop a like if you enjoyed this one along the way. Maybe you like the content here. Maybe you don't like the game. Not a great game. 128-104. For the sixth time in 7 games, the Raptors have been blown out. Lost by 14 to the Knicks. Lost by 29 to the Grizzlies. Lost by 29 to the Hawks. Lost by 54. 54 to the Celtics. Beat Brooklyn. Beat Brooklyn. We could beat Brooklyn. Lost by 9 to Orlando. Yeah, they lost by 9. Okay, not a blowout. They lost by 9. Not a great Orlando team they lost to. And they got blown out. They made it look a lot better in garbage time. Still didn't get to 100 points against that team. Now, a 24-point loss to the Bucks. Another one where they kind of made it look better in garbage time as well. Yeah, one game with the healthy lineup. Granted, RJ Barrett wasn't completely healthy. He was still dealing with the effects of the illness that has kept him out of action for a few games. As a result, he was on a minutes restriction, but he still played the most minutes in the entire Raptors. So minutes restriction, my ass. Not healthy, my ass. RJ Barrett had the most minutes on the Raptors today. So, yeah, completely healthy team. 100% healthy team. Not one single player on the injury report for the Raptors today. All these excuses that have gone into this team. I know it's one game. What is the excuse today? Will Liu on Twitter. Great follow. Great Raptors creator. Hello and welcome podcast. What's the excuse today? That's what he said after the game against the Orlando Magic. Well, RJ Barrett wasn't playing. Now, I mean, there's really no excuse. I genuinely want somebody to tell me what I am not seeing with this coaching staff that would indicate any sort of a sliver of a hope that this can work out, that they can do this, that they can figure this out. Genuinely love to be enlightened, because I just don't see it. I just don't see it. They get blown out every game, and it's just even worse, even more exaggerated how bad I feel about how bad they're playing when they do it at home in front of fans who have paid hundreds and hundreds of dollars to come and see the game. Few things here for this game. You finally have RJ Barrett, Emmanuel Cookie, and Scotty Barnes all healthy. So why midway through the first quarter are all three of them on the bench at the same time? You have waited for this moment to have all of them together, and you bench them all at the same time. And the Bucks go on a 17-0 run in the midst of that. Not completely when they're on the bench, but a 17-0 run by the Bucks in the first quarter, I think it was. They're gone for the entire game. You take, well, you know what? We started chucking in the end. At halftime, the Raptors had 10 3-pointers attempted. They finished with 35. They go 9 of 35, which is really bad. They were 1 of 10 from 3 at halftime. They took one single 3-pointer in the second quarter. One. So even though the Raptors were shooting 50% from the field at half, they were down by 19 to a team that had only made 3 more shots than them, because the Bucks, even with a bad coach like Doc Rivers, understand how to coach. At least he understands how to coach basketball. They take shots from 3. They went 50%. You might think, oh, they ran hot from 3. They went 22 of 44 from 3. We got lucky they ran hot from 3. Every game is the same thing. You could have said about Orlando. How is every team running hot from 3 against the Raptors? I'll tell you why. They are over-helping, over-rotating. Giannis gets doubled on every possession, and he has an open 3-pointer to pass to every time he gets it. My God, do you not learn? 11 points for Giannis. He took 8 shots. He had 13 assists. He had 13 fucking assists. He was plus 27. Because every time he got it, we overhelped. We rotated too aggressively. It left a wide open shooter. And my God, do you not do your homework? How many fucking shooters does this team have? Bobby Portis can shoot. He goes 4 of 6. Gary Trent, we know he can shoot. He goes 3 of 5. AJ Green, 1 of 2. At least he didn't take more than 2. Damian Lillard, 5 of 8. Brook Lopez, 4 of 8. Taurean Prince, 2 of 5. All these 3-pointers taken because you are putting so much emphasis on overhelping. And they get an open 3 every time. Like, okay, strategy to start the game. Even if you are dumb enough to leave all their shooters open because you didn't learn your lesson from the Orlando game where you should have known before the Orlando game. Stop overhelping off corners and leaving open 3s in the corner. Right? You should have known that for the Orlando game. Quarter and a half into the game, at least they kind of figured it out. How on fucking earth do you start the next game the same way? Then get burned early, then not change your strategy? How do you keep doing it? How do you keep suffering with the same fate over and over and over again as a head coach, as a coaching group in general, whether it's Darko Rajakovic, whether it's Pat Delaney? How do you suffer with the same fate over and over and over again in the same game, right? Not just the same game, though. It's every game. We're getting blown at every game. We have no semblance of how to play defense here. Like at least in offense, in some capacity, there was some success today. Hey, we didn't get kept under 100 points today. We were close, but we got over 100 points today. At least Barnes got 21. Barrett got 25. Emmanuel quickly may have struggled, but hey, at least Barrett scored. Hey, at least we have that. We at least have a little bit of offense to go up here. But every game defensively, it is such a mess. Look at that Orlando team we played the other day. They are a shell of themselves personnel-wise. But a good coach sets the tone for what is expected of his team on a day-to-day basis. What is expected of their team on a day-to-day basis. So no matter who's in, they understand what is expected of them. There is a culture instilled of what is expected of that team to perform defensively and what is deemed to be unacceptable. I would say a loss like this to Milwaukee Bucks, who are only favored by 5.5 points coming to this game, I would deem this as an unacceptable loss, losing by 24 points. This is unacceptable to lose like this. But they lose like this every game, unless they're playing one of the worst teams in the NBA. They lose like this every game in this stretch. Yeah, they had some closer losses in this stretch. Yeah, they only by 4 to Houston, only by 7 to that Brooklyn team, who I just said is really bad, only by 1 to the Bulls, only by 10 to only by 5 to the Knicks, and so on and so forth. But we're just in this stretch here where we're getting unacceptable loss after unacceptable loss, and we're getting into a rut where like all that morale that we had built up is really starting to fade away. You see it on the faces here. And a lot of it is driven by just complete lack of culture having been set here. You as a coach need to set the tone for what you expect of your team from an effort standpoint defensively. So I don't even know what you do at this point. What do you do in the locker room after such another disaster performance? Like you save these rants, you blow up on your team and these in the locker room and whatever. You must have that in a blowout. You must blow up and say that was unacceptable. But what do you do when it's every game? When you lose by 14, then 29, then 29, then 54, then 9, but it was worse as we said, then 24. What do you actually say to your team at this point? Like what can you actually do to try and pick them up at this point? Very obviously, there's a misunderstanding on offense of how to keep up in these games because they're not taking enough threes. They're not scheming open threes. The only time they're getting threes is in transition when the other team is disorganized. They are not like running an offensive set and getting an open look for 3 out of it. Very rarely are they doing that. Defensively, that is all the other team does. So you're giving up some of the most efficient looks in the NBA. Well, maybe they don't understand it. They're giving up some of the most efficient looks to the other team, and they're not trying to scheme those open for themselves. Because I don't know, maybe they just don't fucking understand that those are really good shots that they need more of, and they should give the opponents less of. I genuinely can't give you any sort of defense for this coaching staff. I cannot. This is a healthy team now. Is it bad? Yeah. It's probably not that good of a team regardless, right? Not that good of a team regardless. They're going to lose games regardless. They're going to have some blowouts regardless. But every night, they are it's done at halftime. They're down by 19 at half today. Every game, it's a blowout unless they're playing a shit team like Brooklyn. What am I missing? What is the saving grace? I know it's one game healthy, but it's been getting healthier and it's been getting worse. Enlighten me. What is the saving grace of this coaching staff that I'm not seeing? Tell me, because I don't know. I have nothing to even think about rebuttaling with. Nothing. I can't think of anything of, well, is it this? Is it that? I got nothing for you. Both sides of the ball's cooked. The energy's cooked. The culture's cooked. I don't know. I don't know why people think that, yeah, this is going to work eventually. This is going to work. I don't see it. I'm out of things to say. That'll end it off. Like if you enjoyed, subscribe for more. Yep. Thanks, guys. I don't know. Teams usually are like really bad on defense, but then they're really good on offense. But like, what happens when you're bad at both? How can you be bad at both? Yeah. Fuck, man. Do we do this tomorrow? No. Day off tomorrow. Whew. Then, wow. New York at MSG on Wednesday. New York at MSG Wednesday. Then second night of back-to-back, you're at the best team in the Eastern Conference, the Cleveland Cavaliers. Whew. We are going to get fucking smoked in the next two games. We are going to get fucking annihilated this week. Man, we're going to get destroyed. We're going to lose by 30 in both those games. We might lose by more. We lost by 24 tonight. The Bucks came into this game. They lost to the Blazers and the Nets. The Bucks lost to the Blazers and the Nets coming into this game. We're going to get destroyed. We're going to get blown out in 8 of 9 games. Oh, God. Where am I going to be for those games? I'll be right here on Amateur Sports. And I hope to see you there with me. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out. Drop a like for more. Oh, boy.